Past me, I didn't even see you walk past me.
Dave already called?
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
I came up that end one because there's people in here, and
No.
I run into Dalton Windsor. He was down there bullshitting with him a little bit.
Yeah, we're all good to go. They got the coaches' interviews are locked and loaded.
I got his message. I said, what the hell is that? I was gonna.
Colvin's tonight, isn't it?
Yes. I didn't realize there's those games that are actually. See, I didn't realize Riverton, Galena.
Yeah.
The other one, Gerard, Iowa, and
Cherryville and Southeast.
well, those Northeast played, but also the other one, the Henderson County and Burlington played.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, usually we got to worry about trying to get scores as the game goes along. We played last night. That's odd. I don't know why. I never did figure that out. There's some happy times.
I think it's funny how Labette is tanked. Labette's just tanked. It's funny.
See who Frontenacs are. I'll get those Baxter
Oh, okay.
guys.
No.
No.
K-State, Pitt State tonight. K-State, Pitt State.
No.
They're doing what?
My dad said they can hear your guys' voice on the YouTube feed.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
said they're just talking about schools, but in case they say something they shouldn't.
Okay.
So I thought I'd give you a heads up.
Thanks. Yeah. The stream, they can hear us.
Yeah. I always didn't turn it down.
Not this time. Not this time.
We always try to get him in every place we go to play one Sinatra too, because he's Mr. Sinatra. He comes in, the first thing he says is, "What is it?" I'll find something at halftime. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good luck.
I forgot to get the Frontenac cabinets. It's got to be the same.
Frontenac School District would like to thank Greater East for designing and producing the programs for tonight's game. We will start senior night festivities around
My
6:40
my Red
p.m.
Wings,
So if you are
6 in a
participating
row.
in those,
What's the Blackhawks?
6 in a row.
head towards where the
I
band
don't
is.
care about the Black
And
Chickens.
6:40 we'll
They'll
begin
be
the
up there in the
festivities.
end.
I hate the Black Chickens. 6 in a row. Lost their first two. Won 6 in a row now. You know they got that free
Yeah, I saw it last night.
deal, $7.92 or whatever on dogs.
Last year when you had Dallas, St. Louis, the Blackhawks, it was just like, man, then we go down there and
Yeah,
Blackhawks look like shit.
all teams I hate.
I'm a Red Wings fan. Should have gone and watched that game because the Hawks look terrible.
I'm a Wings fan, man.
And the pregame brought to you by Pittsburgh State University. Whatever you're looking for in a university, you can find it at Pittsburgh State University. For more information, visit them online at pittstate.edu. You belong at Pittsburgh State University. The first look brought to you by Kennar Eye Care. Don't just see better, see the best at Kennar Eye Care. Stop in the newly expanded Pittsburgh facility at 2521 North Broadway or catch us in Girard at 111 North Summit. Kennar Eye Care, the clear choice. I'm Rob Strand, again with Randy Southard at the Raiders Sports Complex. And the season ender, the district ender, is the Frontenac Raiders play host to the Baxter Springs Lions. The Raiders, Mark Smith at 8-0, 2-0 in district play, coming off that exciting 21-20 win at Columbus last Friday. The Baxter Springs Lions, coached by Tim Parrish, they come in at 5-3, even in the district at 1-1, and coming off an exciting 44-42 triple overtime win at Parsons, and they're on a roll. And bottom line, the Raiders win. They claim the district and the CNC League title, and will host a game on Friday in the first round of the playoffs with Iola. If not, it can be interesting. So we'll just leave it at that. But know the Raiders and Mark Smith excited about this contest, over taking on a much improved Lions team coached by Tim Parrish. Now, both teams have been out there warming up. Now going in for some last thoughts from the coaches. It is senior night, so we will have festivities introducing some of the seniors, student athletes, along with their parents along the track. So a busy night, and should be a good night for football. A little breezy, but a little warm. I mean, this late in the season, we've seen a lot cooler. That's for doggone sure. And it's warm and breezy, but the field looks to be in pretty good shape, and we're looking to do an excellent contest as the Frontenac Raiders play host to the Baxter Springs Lions. The coaches' interviews are brought to you by Commerce Bank. No matter how you like to bank, Commerce Bank fits your world, offering mobile banking, and online bill pay. You can even make a deposit from your mobile device. Commerce Bank makes banking easy and convenient. Earlier this week, we talked to both Baxter Springs coach Tim Parrish and Frontenac coach Mark Smith. We'll be back with both those conversations after we take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
16-17 sports season. Pick up these passes at the gate of any sporting event. These passes are good for any high school athletic event. A 10-punch pass is $30. A 20-punch pass is $60. Passes are good for both adults and children. Save money and get to games quicker with the Frontenac High School Athletic Pass. Be sure to support the Frontenac High School Booster Club this year. Membership forms are available at their membership table at the main entrance. The Booster Club also has a 50-50 table located near the main entrance. If you're interested in the 50-50 pot, be sure to get your tickets before halftime. Also at halftime, the Booster Club will be sponsoring a kick contest along with West Hamlin and Edward Young. If you're interested in participating, be sure to purchase your tickets for a chance to win up to $100, and we did have 2 winners last time, so try your luck at that. The Frontenac High School Drama Club and Forensics Club are hosting a fundraiser at New Coffee House in Pittsburgh on Saturday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Students will be performing Halloween-themed stories and poems. It's a come-and-go event, and the suggested donation is $5 per person. The Frontenac Education Foundation would like to say thank you to the many sponsors, cooks, and volunteers for making Festa Italiana 2016 a huge success. Because of the many people who support this event, Festa Italiana raised over $40,000 for student scholarships. Thank you again to all who helped and attended.
senior night festivities in 5 minutes. So if you are participating in that event tonight, head over to Mr. Koppel down toward the track. We will start the event in 5 minutes.
Play, they kick it to tie it up, and it didn't seem to hold the team back at all going into the overtime frame. What was the atmosphere like on the sideline, even after Parsons had tied it up to send it to OT?
There was a tremendous amount of relief that, they didn't try to go for the win, and once our guys knew that, hey, we are still playing, there was a different sense of, like, I wouldn't call it urgency, but they knew the task at hand, and some teams in the past may not have been able to step up to that challenge. Well, this team was. They knew what it was going to take, and they were prepared to do whatever it took to get the job done.
So in overtime, one of the things that made the difference, obviously, with that 2-point final score, but also up to that third overtime, was the 2-point conversion. Were you pretty happy with the way your team was able to execute going for 2 in that overtime period after you scored?
Just by the way that we had scored and other things, we ended up having the timeout and got to talk about it a little bit. And our mind was made up that we were going to go for 2 because just by the way our success kicking the ball versus their guy was, he's very talented and he would be virtually automatic. So we knew that we had to go for 2, but our guys said, you know what, let's run it right here because they just had that look in their eyes, said, we can get it done. And that's what you want out of a team that runs the football, to be physical and know that they know we're running it there to do that. It was just speechless, just having the guys take on that mentality when early on in the year they may not have had that, but they had the confidence and the willpower, and it was a great effort on their part.
We take on Frontenac in the final game of the season as we're joined by Tim Parrish, head coach of the Baxter Springs Lions. The Raiders, of course, a very highly recruited team, the number 1 ranked team in 4A Division II. What are some things you guys can do in this game for the long haul against Frontenac?
We've been battle tested, and we look back at some of those games where we've really had to, play against very talented teams in Galena and Colgan and Columbus, and all of those teams. We found ways to compete. Most of them it was, we were toe to toe with those 3 CNC powers for about a half, and then we started to, go down the west and given Frontenac and hopefully with realizing that we can overcome a lot of different things, if we can somehow find a way to put together a complete game against a team that's such as Frontenac with the Malikas quarterback. He is an extremely talented guy. He's a big part of their game. If we can find a way to corral him and run the football, and we do, we have as good a chance as anybody. Because I told our players that we're treating it just like like we're a 5A team, and everybody gets to be in the playoffs. That week 9, and it just so happens that we happen to draw the number 1 team in the state. And if you have aspirations of going up there and someday coming home with the title, at some point you have to go through the best team, and we just happen to draw them right out of the gate. So our guys are up for the challenge, and they know that it will be a great challenge. But I don't know if our guys they're not flinching as much as maybe in the past. They just have a different drive about them.
Well, as we wrap things up, regardless of what happens against Frontenac, you guys will finish with a winning record. You've got 5 wins now overall on the season, and of course a talented group of seniors, but some great kids coming back. What has this season meant overall on the macro level to the Baxter Springs football program?
It says a lot about the type of kids that we have, because this was the at the first of the summer, everybody was worried about what was going to happen because we had some kids not come out and everything was kind of stacked against us. And they made it a point to, be a tight-knit group and, get some things in place. And when you start to look at our the seniors that we're losing, we have some that play one side of the ball or the other, and we have a lot of young kids that have got a lot of valuable experience. So, I think that this is starting to, breed a little bit of confidence, a little bit of success here. It'll help them in the long run, as far as establishing something beyond just a one and done type season, because by no means are we satisfied with just 5 wins, or it could very well be 6, but at the same time we also are realistic and we look at where we've come from, and to see the improvement from even last year to this year, to go from 1 win to 2 win to 5 wins, that says something about our players believing and staying the course. And we're excited for the future, but at the same time we know that we still have a game left that we're guaranteed, and we're going to go out and compete the best we can.
That's the head coach of the Baxter Springs Lions, Tim Parrish. We're back with more Coach's Corner right after this.
In a world of prefabricated convenience, isn't it nice to know that nothing beats good old-fashioned craftsmanship? Hicus Masonry melds time-honored hardscaping skills with all-natural materials to create structures that are both stunning and sturdy. When it comes to quality stone and brickwork, don't take chances. Go right to the experts. Whether it's indoors or out, big or small, make Hicus Masonry the first choice for your next project.
It's the place where you'll build that new swing set for your little girl. It's where the entire family will gather for Thanksgiving dinner, even Uncle Bob, where hundreds of wiffle ball games will be played, where countless slumber parties are held. It's your home, where memories are made every day. To view all of the current listings, browse their website at pitrealty.net. Your new home and your new memories start at Pitt Realty.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Now, back to Raider football.
It's time for the Frontenac Raiders Coaches Corner. I'm Rob Strand, talking with Frontenac coach Mark Smith. The Raiders improved to 8 balls with an exciting 21-20 come from us last Friday. And, Coach, going in, you knew it'd be a battle, and it proved to be just that.
Yeah, I really thought Columbus played a tremendous game on Friday. I thought they were part of the reason we struggle at times, and I think we were part of the reason we struggle at times. And we needed a game like that, and I think our kids handled it pretty well, the pressure of the moment, the tight game. And every time they scored, our kids came back with an answer, which was great to see. And we just made enough plays at the end where we got the win, which is what we wanted to do.
And for the first time, fell behind not only once but twice. And you mentioned the response, I guess, went well.
Yeah, our kids just kept their poise, kept their composure, and that's got to go to our seniors and juniors that played all year, and they knew that we could do it, and they just believed it, and that was huge. We didn't have a lot of penalties. We turned the ball over only one time, and we caused 2, which was a huge thing. I think special teams were very important. We got field position off the kick returns, and we had a touchback for them, so they had to go 80. So a lot of plays kind of determined the game, and we just kept battling for 4 quarters.
And they had a nice drive there to take the early lead. And it seemed like after that, defense kind of got a little more aggressive and maybe, I guess, did their job and kind of stopped them there. And so you could get back and get it even and then get the lead.
Yeah, they had 2 really good first drives. We stepped them on 4th and goal from the 1 on the first drive, and then they scored on their second, and our defense, they stayed positive. They regrouped, shut down the run as well as they could, which was huge and got us some field position. But our offense, we had a bad first play, which caused a punt, and then a holding penalty on our second drive on the first play, which caused a punt. So after that, our offense really ran the ball well. We threw the ball when we needed to, and we scored enough points to win the game.
And, it was a big contest going in. That's the third year in a row where it's really been, a big game going in, and it seemed like the kids handled it pretty well.
They did. They knew the excitement. They knew what was on the line. Both teams really wanted it. It was their senior night, and we knew they were going to come out throwing punches like they did, and they played very well. But our kids handled it and came up with the win. But I was really happy with just the way our kids handled themselves on the field and played tough, physical, because Columbus is a very physical team. Running back's very good. Quarterback had a heck of a game. So we did as much as we could. That's our mistake. Just come out with the win.
And you mentioned quarterback Brandon Malikas again. He got the spotlight, and he kind of relishes that. And he came out there at that end drive and just took things into his own hands. And just what a great job.
He did, but it starts with the offensive line. We knew we were going to feature Brandon with the running game a lot more this week, and he ran the ball well. I think he had 175 yards on 23 carries or something. So he was sore all weekend, but after a win, he can handle that. But our offensive line really played well in that second half, I thought, and control the line of scrimmage was what we needed on offense, and we kept our defense off the field because they were getting a little tired, I think.
And I have to mention one other play, Isaac Bicknell on that touchdown reception. It looked bleak there for a second, but boy, he turned it into a positive, a huge play.
Huge play by Isaac Bicknell. It looked like the guy was going to intercept it. That's why you never throw it back across your body as a quarterback. And Brandon, once he threw it, he knew something was. He's like, oh boy. But Isaac came and helped his quarterback and gave us the lead there in the fourth quarter. And I thought Ryan Long had a tremendous game catching the ball as well.
I'm Rob Strand talking with Frontenac Raiders coach Mark Smith. The Raiders 8-0, 2-0 in the district after a 21-20 win at Columbus last Friday. Up next, play host the Baxter Springs. The Lions come in at 5-3 and 1-1. Tim Parrish is the Lions much improved this year.
They are. Baxter's very, very excited, very confident team right now. They have a good group of backs in the backfield. Quarterbacks throwing the ball well when needed. Huge offensive line. Very aggressive, physical team. Defense flying around to the football. So Coach Parrish has done a great job with the team. 5 wins, and they know they got to win to go to the playoffs. So it's going to be a very important game for both teams on Friday.
And the Lions coming off a 44-42 triple overtime win over Parsons, so they got to be on a roll.
Yeah, anytime you come off a game like that, exciting three overtime game against Parsons, kids are going to have confidence. They have quite a few seniors playing, and they're going to be excited. Week 9 of the season for both teams, you never guaranteed anything. So everybody's going to lay it on the line on Friday, and limit their mistakes and turnovers. They'll probably win the game.
Frontenac Raiders coach Mark Smith, thanks for talking with us. Good luck against Baxter Springs. We'll talk to you after the game.
Hey, thanks, Rob.
The human eye blinks about 17,000 times a day, but here's a real eye-opener. Dry eyes can cause irritation, red eyes, and blurred vision. Don't assume your blurry vision means you need new glasses or contacts. The doctors at Canar Eye Care are experienced in diagnosing and treating dry eyes with the newest treatments available. So schedule your eye exam in Pittsburgh or Girard with Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
At Commerce Bank, we offer auto loans that fit your world.
In my world, I need a different car, so I need an auto loan now. The next car I buy will be red, fast, sporty, and we probably want 3 rows so the kids can really spread out.
Whether you're buying new or used or refinancing your current car, Commerce Bank can help. We'll get you a competitive auto loan that fits your budget and flexible payment options that make sense for you. We can even pre-approve a loan so you can start looking for that car that fits your family. We make it easy. So apply today at a branch, over the phone, or online at commercebank.com.
Easy? That's great.
Easy. That's Commerce Bank.
What do you know about Crestwood Country Club? Did you know that all new members will receive 3 $20 food certificates for use upon sign-up? How about the fact that it typically takes less than 4 hours to complete a round of 18? Crestwood also offers plenty of space for private functions such as birthdays, weddings, reunions, or any other special events. The 2016 membership drive is in full swing. For more information, contact General Manager Todd Casey at 231-6530. A golf heaven at a value price. Crestwood Country Club.
At Evans Motors, we have something for everyone. Looking for a truck to help get the job done? It's on our lot. Need a gas saver to get you around town? It's on our lot. In the market for something reliable for your new teen driver? It's on our lot. Is your family growing and you need a vehicle with more space? It's on our lot. Come see all the vehicles on our lot at Evans Motors at the junction of 69 and 400 Highway just south of Pittsburgh, or check out our digital dealership online at evansmotors.net.
Now back to Raider football.
Pittsburgh State University pregame continues. A look around the area, other area games courtesy of Lindbergh Pharmacy. The tradition of quality service continues today, just as it has since 1877. Lindbergh Pharmacy staff strives to provide superior clinical services and convenience to our customers. Of course, here you have Frontenac hosting Baxter Springs, 1340 a.m. Pittsburgh entertaining Blue Valley Southwest. That's on 100.7 FM, 93.1 FM. Colgan at Uniontown. All three of those contests stream live at ESPN1007.com. Other contests: Columbus visiting Parsons, Coffeyville, Labette County, Independence hosting Chanute, Fort Scott at Ottawa, Lewisburg calling on Paola, and Oswego entertain Yates Center. Lindbergh Pharmacy. Look around the area, other area games, and we'll be back with the starting lineups after we take another 2-minute break. And you're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 a.m.
Jock Snitch Sporting Goods for whatever game you play.
Jock Snitch Sporting Goods at 6th and Broadway in downtown Pittsburgh has new shoes coming in daily for everyone to start school on the right foot. Nike, Adidas, Converse, Brooks, and Asics. A huge selection of Oakley, North Face, Nike, and Adidas backpacks. Gear up at Jock Snitch for all your back-to-school needs.
You got the sports look of today. Sporting Goods from Jock Snitch.
Facing criminal charges may be the most frightening challenge of your life. The loss of freedom, your job, your license, are prospects you don't want to take lightly. Don't face these challenges alone. Calling the law office of Edward J. Batatory is your first step to taking control of your situation. Put their reputation for success in the courtroom on your side. Call the law office of Edward J. Batatory today, 620-230-0333, and take back control of your life.
Advertising on digital billboards works. I'm Carrie Nix, co-owner of Arrowhead Outdoor. We now have 15 digital billboards at busy stoplight intersections in Kansas and Oklahoma, including at 14th and Santa Fe in Chanute and 20th and Broadway in Pittsburgh. Here's Brian Pasture with Pitt Realty.
A big part of our growth is our branding and our ads on the digital billboard at 20th and Broadway.
Thanks, Brian. Learn more about our affordable, effective advertising on our digital billboards. Call Arrowhead Outdoor at 620-308-6667.
Who's more important, football fans? The offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator? Neither. It's the party food coordinator. Ultimate Choice Catering is your best hire for party food coordinator this season. Blitz them first with strip pit chicken, pulled pork, or rib, or use a little play action with a hot wing, brisket, or rigatoni. If your guests are just grazing a little at halftime or during the game, you can auto smoked or garlic sausage bits, sweet onion, or pepper dip, or their unique smoked chip at Choice Catering at 620-249-2858, or email Joe Clark at joeclark@sbcglobal.net. No orders too big or too small. Coach staff at Ultimate
Raider football.
Starting lineups courtesy of Pittsburgh Ford. Pittsburgh Ford has a team of experts to ensure that you get exactly what you want when you step onto their lot. Whether you're there for an amazing new vehicle or to maintain your current one, Pittsburgh Ford is there to help. Starting lineups with Randy Southard.
Thanks, Rob. For the Baxter Springs Lions on offense, starting at center, junior Kenny Herrenbruck. The two guards, senior Isaac Jones and junior A.J. Himes. Two starting tackles, senior Austin Williams and senior Matt Miles. Starting tight ends, senior Jacob Williams. Wide receiver, senior Mason Hartley. The two running backs, more like fullbacks, would be senior Doug Dardine and senior Corbin Frisbee. Starting tailback is junior Donovan Anderson, and the starting quarterback is sophomore Trey White. For the Frontenac Raiders tonight on defense, the two defensive tackles, senior A.J. Lusker and senior Brandon Stevenson. The two defensive ends, junior Brock Ginnivan and junior Cal Strand. The two middle linebackers, junior Jordan Ishimura and senior Dylan Flora. And we'll pause now for the national anthem.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburgh State University. Pittsburgh State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable it earned Pittsburgh State a top 10 ranking on Washington Monthly's Collegiate Best Bang for Your Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburgh State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/BA-gorilla.
The Campus Bookstore, located inside the University Plaza, has always been the most affordable place to buy new and used textbooks for your college classes. And there is no doubt they offer the best price when buying them back. But did you know that now at the Campus Bookstore, you can save even more money? They will rent you the books you need for your classes. Don't stress about the buying and selling process. Rent your textbooks from the Campus Bookstore. And don't forget their game day gear by Nike. The Campus Bookstore.
Now, back to Raider football.
And the final stranger.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brent Cousins. SEK Urgent Care is celebrating 10 years of providing medical care for our community. From sneezes to stitches and everything in between, SEK Urgent Care is there for you. At SEK Urgent Care, walk-ins are always welcome and most insurance is accepted, including Blue Cross. We would like to say thank you to all of our patients, past and present, for trusting us with your illnesses and injuries. We look forward to many more years of service at 10 years and counting.
Now, back to Raider football.
Starting lineup, courtesy of Pittsburgh Ford.
We got the defensive backfield for the Raiders to go. The two starting cornerbacks, senior Brandon Malikas and senior Austin Model, and the three safeties, junior Jake Wilbert, senior Ryan Long, and senior Isaac Bicknell.
That's the starters. Courtesy of Pittsburgh Ford, the keys to the game, courtesy of Jock Snitch. Gear up for game day at Jock Snitch Sporting Goods in downtown Pittsburgh. Shop the largest selection of fanwear in the area. Jock Snitch Sporting Goods, the sports look of today. And the keys to the game for Jock Snitch.
For the Baxter Springs Lions, offensively, they run an inverted bone or a flex bone. They're definitely run-oriented. They will throw some, but they're not as proficient as they are with running. Running attack will be leads, ISO. They will do some misdirection with the pulling guard, so like a trap play. So they are definitely on offense going to want to get that running game going and be consistent with it. Use all three backs in the backfield. The quarterback doesn't particularly run a lot, but use all three of those backs. Try to keep Frontenac off balance as far as who's going to get the ball, and then maybe be able to set up some bigger plays in the passing game. Defensively for Baxter, it's the 4-4. They've had some difficulty defending the pass this year. The cornerbacks give a fairly large cushion, so the short throws tend to be there, which end up setting up double moves later in the game. Their linebackers have been pretty good, pretty solid this year, although they do have a little bit of trouble with misdirection. So I think the key for them on defense is they've got to be able to make the one-on-one tackles on the outside. The Raiders are going to get those one-on-one matchups with their receivers, and they're going to have to make some tackles. And also in the running game, they're going to have to tackle well. For the Frontenac Raiders on offense, I think first and foremost, come out and be physical in this game. Go right at them. Then you can hit them with some misdirection type of stuff to get bigger plays in the run game. Short passes ought to be there, as we mentioned, and that should set up the longer plays. Also, whenever the Raiders have the ball for the first time, I fully expect to see the ball, like all four goes on the first play to try to get a big one early and jump on them quick. Defensively for the Raiders, the defensive tackles tonight to me are key. The penetration is great, but if the penetration gets pushed outside of their gap to either side, that's kind of what Baxter wants to do to you. They don't really blow you off the ball. They shield you more. So the defensive tackles have got to stay in their gaps, plug things up if they're not going to make the tackles. Otherwise, they're leaving a huge space. So they're the key tonight for the defense. Otherwise, stay disciplined so the misdirection doesn't get you all messed up, and just play your game the way we know the defense can play.
The keys to the game courtesy of Jock Snitch during the Pittsburgh State University pregame kickoff time and temperatures. CDL, the area leader in residential, commercial, and industrial heating, cooling, and refrigeration. All the professionals at CDL to make sure your home or office is the right temperature all the time. 75 degrees, partly cloudy, and a strong south breeze. The opening kick brought to you by the law office of Edward J. Batatory. Protect your rights. You don't have to do it alone. Experience counts. Call the law office of Edward J. Batatory, 230-0333. Trey Harris tees it up at the 40-yard line, and we're ready to do it to it. Frontenac at Baxter Springs, back to receive the kick for the Lions. Donovan Anderson, 5'5", 130-pound junior. And Harris approaches, and we are underway. High end over end, deep kick, and able to get it is Anderson before it crosses the goal line. Brings it near side 10, lowers his shoulder, he's undercut. He's out near the 16-yard line, and trying to see who got under there and made that nice tackle on that kicker. I think it was Ishmira, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jordan Ishmira did a good job because he was about to get blocked, but able to fend off the block and get in the leg, so a nice open field tackle.
So first and 10, Lions will start from their own 17-yard line. Again, the Lions of Tim Parrish, 5-3 overall, 1-1 in district, coming off that 44-42 triple overtime win at Parsons. The Raiders 8-0 overall, 2-0 in district play, coming off 21-20 win at Columbus. Trey White, the quarterback, out of the gun. He's rolling right, looking to throw, some pressure. Still has time, puts it up long. He's up for grabs, and it's going to be intercepted. That is Isaac Bicknell, and an ill-advised pass with two defenders right there.
Well, and he was open kind of early because what Dardine, when he goes in motion, he almost always goes out into the flat for a short pass. So they try to fool the Raiders and send him deep instead. And initially he was behind Bicknell, but the throw was too late. He waited too long to let it go, and he got too far out there, ball a little underthrown, and able to make the play as Bicknell with, well, I don't know how many interceptions he's got on the year. He's got to have 4 or 5 now.
Raiders first and 10. They'll start from their own 44-yard line. Wide left goes Bicknell. We got 3 wide outs to the right side. Flora along with Model and Long out of the gun. Malikas motion left to right. That's Bollinger. Gets the inside handoff. Gets the corner turn. He's at midfield in the Lions territory. Tripped up and brought down at the 44-yard line of the Baxter Springs Lions.
Yeah, and Baxter kind of packed in a little bit. You get one decent block on the outside, and Bollinger with good speed on the jet sweep to get around the end for first down right off the bat.
And the timing on the play there was perfect. A good snap, inside handoff, and first and 10 Raiders from the Lions 44-yard line. Wide left goes Ginnivan, joined out there by Model, is in the slot left. Wide to the right, Mansour. Out of the gun, that's Malikas with the blocking back. Bollinger, option left side. Malikas going to keep the football, cuts inside the 40, the 35, and is close to the first down down at the 34-yard line.
We mentioned to be physical with them and get that running game right at them, and this time the offensive line ends up 7 yards down. Great job getting on their blocks, just pushing everybody back. Easy read for Malikas just to turn that up, and of course he's going to get a couple more than what the line's going to give him.
Second and 1, Raiders. Football wrestling just inside the Lions' 35-yard line. Wide to the right comes Flora along with Long. Couple wide outs left side. Again out of the gun. Malikas was blocking back Bollinger to his right. There's a dive. Bollinger left side had nothing doing, and don't even think they got the first down stake. Stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and they tried to spread everything out in a little bit of a different formation with a stacked wide receiver look, and then Surpriseman tried to pop the trap on the inside, but Baxter, their defensive line, wouldn't have any of it tonight.
3rd and a yard for the Raiders, again from the Lions' 35-yard line. Coming out wide to the right is Bicknell, joined out there by Long, also Model. Tied to the left is Florida. Blocking back is Bollinger to Malikas right. Out of the gun, Malikas rolling right, looking. Got a man open. It is complete, and on the receiving end that time was Long, and he's shoved down at the 26-yard line, has a first down.
Yeah, just a crossing pattern from the other side. Malikas kind of waited, let him get all the way across the field. Thought Malikas might run the ball to pick up that first down. Decent coverage on the play, but a nice pass to lead him to get Long be able to catch that ball for the first down.
Raiders with a 1st and 10 from the Lions' 26-yard line. This time the running back's in the eye behind Malikas under the center. Give it to the tailback. That's Model trying to string it out. Cuts inside. Nice cut, and he got popped. Boy, he maybe made the 22, but he paid for it.
Yeah, that was Frisbee, one kind of an outside linebacker coming all the way across the field to make that play. Model did a pretty good job on the cut, though, trying to get a little to the outside, cut it up the field properly, and still managed to pick up 4.
2nd and 6 Raiders from the 22 of the Lions. Again, to the right side comes Long. He's joined out there by Model. Wide to the left, Mansour. Out of the gun, Malikas is able to get it to the tailback, Bollinger, and he cuts inside the 20, down near the 18, maybe the 17-yard line. A bit of a high snap that time. Malikas had to react to get it. He's able to get it to Bollinger, and he picks up about 4.
Yeah, that was close, and I thought that was a play that in the last couple of weeks, Bollinger would have looked to try to bounce and hasn't gotten very far when he's tried to bounce it. This time did a nice job. The hole was up the middle. He took it, lowered his head, got what he could.
3rd and a couple for the Raiders from the 18 of the Lions. Trying to convert after the interception. Wide to the right. 3 wides to the right. Slot left Bollinger. Malika's going to keep it just that left side, and he turns the corner 15-10, and he's finally thrown out of bounds near the 5-yard line. He had one man to beat, and that man got his sleeve and threw him out of bounds.
Well, and I think Baxter's defense was a little confused on exactly how they were going to line up. They kind of had enough guys to defend that on that outside on the far side of the field, and right before the snap, one of the players took off towards the middle of the field. I'm not sure where he was going, and then Malikas ran right to the open field.
1st and goal, Raiders. Football resting just inside the Lions' 6-yard line. Trips right. 1 wide out to the left side. Again, Malikas out of the gun, fakes the handoff. A quick hitch. That's long. Boy, he is defended well, but he shakes the tackler and dives to the pylon, and he's going to be ruled out at the 3-yard line.
Well defended, but there's where, I mentioned earlier a little bit of difficulty tackling on that outside. If he makes that play, the ball's back at the 6 or 7 in Frontenac. Long able to break 1 tackle, and he tried to get in, but they're going to rule him out at, I think, about the 3.
2nd and goal, Raiders from the Lions 3. Long did a nice effort stretching out, trying to get the football on the pylon. Actually hit the pylon, but his leg was already out before he made the stretch. Running backs in the eye. The fullback is Flora, the tailbacks model. Slot left Bollinger. Malikas under the center. Cooper Grant, give. That is Bollinger, and he cuts inside, dives for the goal line. Touchdown, Raiders. Bollinger from 3.
Yeah, well blocked. Right side of the offensive line. That's Loy and Kaufman. Did a nice job making a hole. The lead backs go through, and Bollinger follows them in. So very well blocked play.
And the extra point attempt coming up. After Bollinger's 3-yard touchdown run, Trey Harris out of the hold of Long. It's plenty long enough, and that one is good. 8:17 left here in the first quarter. Frontenac 7, Baxter Springs nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now, back to Raider football.
Rob Strand back with Randy Southern. 8:17 left first quarter. Frontenac the 7-0 lead as they interception turns into a touchdown and a conversion. And the Raiders up 7-0. Trey Harris again to tee it off. Has it at the 40. Back to receive the kick is Donovan Anderson. He's the deep back, stands back at his 5. Harris approaches, low line drive, and that is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, down 7-0.
Well, great start for the Raiders tonight. You get the interception on the first play, then the offense takes it mostly on the ground, kind of right at them, and goes down and gets the opening score. So now it's defense's turn to stop the running game. I think you'll see a heavy dose of that now.
1st and 10, Lions start from their own 20-yard line. Frontenac the 7-0 lead. Under the center, that is White. And there's a pitch, sweep to the left side. That is Anderson, and he is hemmed in and actually lowers his shoulder and brought down about the 23. Didn't look like much there, but he's able to turn it into a 3-yard gain.
He was able to get outside of the outside contain. 2 guys got hooked for Frontenac and able to get to the edge. Frontenac probably fortunate that they only were able to pick up 3.
So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Lions. Football resting just outside their own 23-yard line. 7:48, clock's moving here in the first quarter. The Raiders with a 7-0 lead. Wide out to the right, 1 to the left. Under the center, that is White, the sophomore. Barking signals movement, and they've been able to give it to Dardine, and he's got some room right side, and he is brought down at the 35, and I think the Raiders thought there was some movement there and didn't get the flag.
Well, I think Baxter thought there was going to be a flag too. Half of the players on the field basically stopped playing, but no call. Not sure, Rob. I'll just say that.
So 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 35-yard line after that first down run by Doug Dardine. Wide to the right goes Hartley. Running backs behind White. He gives it, trying the left side this time and cutting inside and gaining 5. And that time it was Frisbee, his initial carry.
Frisbee's a good back as well. Dardine's been around what seems like forever, finally a senior. Everyone knows how, he's a good back, but I tell you, Frisbee's been impressive this year for Baxter and gets a nice 5-yard gain on that play. Generally speaking, though, in that backfield, Dardine will show you the way, either as a lead blocker or he's getting the ball.
2nd and 5, Lions from their own 40-yard line. Now motion left to right goes Dardine. There's a give. That is Anderson. And he is hemmed in and brought down. And that time, defenders stayed in their lanes and stopped Anderson for no gain.
Yeah, much better job up front. Gave him absolutely no hole. I think that was Strand out there on the defensive end. Long coming in from that weak safety. Just no place to run.
Looks like a little different look as that time they had Wilbert to Ginnivan's side here on the right side. And then Strand and Long over on the left side defensively. Usually it's opposite of that. 3rd and 5, Lions from their own 40-yard line. Fake the pitch, give the dive, and with the first down, Dardine's, and he's able to pick up about 8 yards.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a crossbuck almost, but it's a trap play. And again, I said Dardine's going to show you the way, because if he goes, that's that misdirection that we talked about, and they're able to pop that trap open often, and we're able to do it to the Raiders. And that's where the linebackers have to really be disciplined and not take off when it looks like it's going the other way.
1st and 10, Lions from their own 48-yard line. They started at their own 20 after the touchback. Raiders lead at 7-0 with 5:40 left here in the first quarter. White with the snap, trying to cut it up the middle, and that time Frisbee, tough going, got a yard out to the 49.
A.J. Lusker, good job getting off of his block and meeting him at the line, able to get him down after just the 1-yard gain, but a good play by A.J.
2nd and 9, Lions from their own 49-yard line. Get a breeze from the south. It was 75 at kickoff. Kind of warm for the last regular season game of the year, and I'm not complaining, though. It's usually been wetter than this, so we'll go with it. This time out of the gun. Looking to throw. White, some pressure, puts it over the middle, got a man. It's overthrown and picked off. That is Brandon Malikas. And a penalty flag on the return, as you're going to get either a block in the back, clip, whatever you want to call it. Malikas brought down at the 40. But it's going to, the interception will stand because it was on the return, I believe. And
yeah, it's after the interception, but I'm not even sure that this is a block in the back. The official didn't have a very good view of it. It's not the back official. It was the umpire that made the call. But this ball, you're right, they had a receiver wide open on a slant, the ball well overthrown, an easy interception for Malikas. So the good news will be the Raiders will have the football and they've stopped the drive. The bad news is they're going to lose about 30 to 40 yards of field position on the penalty.
So a couple of picks thrown by Trey White, the sophomore, and the Raiders will have the football, trying to add to a 7-0 lead with 4:51 left here in the first quarter, but they will start their own 22-yard line after that mark-off.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see that one later and see how much of a block in the back that actually was. I got to be honest, watching it live, I didn't think it was a block in the back.
Bicknell wide left, long wide to the right, out of the gun. Malikas flanked by blockers and give the model up the middle. 30, 35, tripped up, brought down, and he's out near the 37-yard line.
Well, offensive line, great job. Right side of the line, blocked everything down. The tight end kicked out. Two linemen pulling from the backside. You had Hemby and Lusker coming. Both of them got excellent blocks and had a perfect lane for Model to run through. Great job up front by that Raider offensive line.
1st and 10 Raiders from their own 37-yard line. Wide left goes Monsor, joined out there by Ginnivan. Tight the right side is Flora. Again, a couple blocking backs. Flank Malikas, who's in the gun. Fakes the give up the middle, looking to go long. Little hitch to the left side. Bollinger with the football and some blockers. He is on his feet and out across the 47, out near the 48, and he's got a first down.
Yeah, good effort by Bollinger, and I know that was, I'm sure, the call to get him the ball. But, boy, they had a receiver running deep and just ran right by the corner. I hope Frontenac coaches up here in the booth saw that, and they come back to that kind of action and look to get one deep.
A couple of sluggish old guys like ourselves notice that. Surely the coaches are getting paid high dollars. They'll notice that also. 1st and 10 Raiders from their own 48-yard line, rolling to the right. Malikas with the football, pressured, and pumps, then goes long, puts it up for Model, and he's overthrown. Nice effort by Malikas. He was running out of time, tried to buy some time, and just couldn't get it to Model.
Yeah, it was a called rollout to the right, and it was a good thing because Frisbee was coming on the blitz off the defensive right, so the left of the offense, so they were naturally rolling away from the blitz, made Frisbee have to go an awful long way, and then Model did a good job not giving up on his route. He wasn't supposed to go deep on that play. Tried to help his quarterback and got behind the defense, but the pressure by Frisbee didn't allow Malikas to get an accurate throw.
2nd and 10 for the Raiders from their own 48-yard line, leading 7-0 with 3:53 left here in the first quarter. 3 wide right, 1 blocking back and keeping it. Malikas left side, crosses midfield, 45-40, splits the defender, and he is going to go 20, 15, 10. Got a defender coming from behind, but he scores. 52-yard touchdown run by Brandon Malikas.
Yeah, and well blocked again up front. That Raider offensive line, not just getting the line, but also getting to the linebackers. First person that even had a chance of tackling Malikas was 10 yards downfield in the secondary, and then he showed that some speed for splitting those defensive backs and going the distance. But, boy, I tell you, the Raider offensive line right now playing awfully well up front.
And the extra point attempt by Harris out of Long's hold. It is good. 3:43 left here in the first quarter. Frontenac leads Baxter Springs 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Waco Companies has been a member of the Pittsburgh community since 1983. Now a national freight transportation provider, Waco serves customers in 26 states by offering transportation, mechanical, and transload services. Whether transporting potatoes from Idaho, replacing rail cars in Iowa, or transloading rock in Alabama, Waco will never forget their roots because there's no place like home. Waco supports Pittsburgh community athletics and wishes all area teams the best of luck.
Back to Raider football.
Rob Strand, Randy Southern, back to Raider Sports Complex. Frontenac 14-0 lead over Baxter Springs. 3:43 left here in the first quarter. Trey Harris to kick. Tees it up at the 40, back to receive the kick for the Lions. I believe they made a change back there. That is Hartley back there. End over end. Hartley retreats back to his 3. Brings it up the middle, 10, 15. And tries to bring it around the corner. Then he's tripped up and brought down at the 21-yard line. Roseboro there. Also Hishamira. Trying to see who else. Was Faye involved in there?
Well, I tell you,
Raiders.
Everybody stayed in their lanes nicely, including Faye, who had outside contain on that play. And it really was Faye that kind of forced him to turn to the inside where everybody else was running down. But good job with the lane integrity on the kickoff coverage.
So the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line with 3:37 left here in the first quarter. In front, 14-0 lead. Coming wide to the left is Hartley. Now he changes his mind, goes wide right. White under the center. 3 running backs behind him. Motion left to right goes Dardine. Pitch, sweep right side. That is Anderson. Cuts inside a block, and he is battles his way out near the 28-yard line.
Yeah, coming out of that formation, you just have a ton of guys to block. And if everybody gets up getting a hat on a hat, there's bound to be running room, and that was the case there.
2nd and 3. Lions now at their own 28-yard line. This came out pitched to Anderson. 5'5", 130-pound junior. Quick back there. White, sophomore under the center with 3 running back. There's a give, trying the left side, and with some room and a first down out to the 35-yard line. That is Frisbee.
Yeah, and a nice hole left side of the offensive line, did a good job. And Frisbee was able to outrun the linebacker to the hole, was able to make him miss right at the line of scrimmage, and was able to pick up another nice gain. You know, and so far, Baxter's shown they've been able to move the ball on the ground. The only way they've gotten in trouble offensively is when they've tried to put it in the air.
1st and 10, Lions. Football just shy of their own 35-yard line. And this time they try the right side with Dardine, and he is gang tackled after a gain of 1.
That's A.J. Lusker again. He did a really nice job on that play because he took on the lineman, stayed in his gap initially, saw the ball wasn't coming to his gap, and then was able to still get off the block to make that tackle. Real nice play by Lusker.
Lions 2nd and 9 from their own shy of the 36-yard line, down to 2:15 left here in the first quarter, and Frontenac the 14-0 lead as Hartley goes wide to the right. The running backs, Dardine along with Frisbee and Anderson. And there's a right side. Dardine's hemmed in, and boy, he did a good job to fell out near the 40-yard line. He was actually turned in and able to regain his balance and pick up about 4 yards.
Well, and that's kind of the experience that Dardine has there, kind of able to squirm away because it looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss, as you say, but just kind of the experienced back that he is was able to twist and turn and make something out of nothing.
3rd and 5, Lions. Football resting at their own 40-yard line. Clock moving down to 1:35 left in the first quarter, and Frontenac the 14-0 lead. Couple of interceptions by the Raider defense led to that 14-0 lead. And this time left side, that is Frisbee, and he is hit.
Yeah, this is a much better play by Jordan Ishimura this time. Read it very well and was quick to the hole. The last time they ran this, Frisbee outran him to the hole. This time, Ishimura gets there first, puts a hat on him right away, and gets him down, keep him short of the first down.
4th and 3, Lions from their own 42-yard line, punting situation. Back to kick, it drops Caleb Arnell. He stands back at his 28-yard line. Gets the good snap. Blocked as Flora got a hand on it, picking it up as Wilbert. He's on the run and he's brought down at the 10-yard line.
Well, that really came out of nowhere. I don't think he was really thinking about blocking it as he was rushing in. But he decided, what the heck, I'll stick an arm up, and I'll be darned if the ball doesn't hit it. So another big play for the Raiders.
And actually a good snap. Punter took a little bit of time. I don't know if that maybe a low trajectory, but, man, he smothered that thing, and then it popped up, and Wilbert took one shot at it and kept dribbling it down the field, picked it up, and was dragged down from behind. They're going to mark it at the 11-yard line. So the Raiders will start 1st and 10 from the Lions 11 with 39 seconds left in the first quarter, leading 14-0. Wide left goes Bicknell. Slot left is Model. Wide right, long. Slot right, that is Roseboro. And give the dive left side, and that is Bollinger. And some tough yards down near the 8, picked up about 3.
Yeah, good job just keeping his feet moving. You know, they ran the jet sweep a time or two, and so you fake that and hope to get the defense moving and get something open up the middle. Bollinger did a good job just running hard to get a decent gain on first down. And I would imagine the Raiders are going to let the time run out on the first quarter here and talk about it before the first play of the second quarter.
We're down to 9 seconds, and Mansour does bring the play in from the sideline, but the Raiders in no hurry getting to the line, and yeah, they're not going to get this one off. So we've gone through one quarter. Frontenac leads Baxter Springs 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
Better than they have. That last series of downs, those last 3 plays was much better and forced the punt that would get the block on. But Baxter really has been able to run the ball in that first quarter.
So the Raiders will have it 2nd and 7 from the Lions. 8 wide to the right, Mansour, joined out there by Ginnivan. Tight left is Flora. Out of the gun, Malikas, blocking backs Bollinger and Model. Give the Model, tries to sweep the left corner, cuts inside the 5, dives down near the 2-yard line.
Well, when he bounced it out, once he got around the outside linebacker, then he just had the corner, and the corner got just enough of him in order to keep him out of the end zone. A pretty good effort by Model.
3 carries, 24 yards, and the Raiders with a 3rd and 1 from the Lions 2. As they line up in the I formation, Flora the fullback. The tailback is Model. Molinger, the blocking back left. Leaks under center. Rolls to the right. Got a man open. It is caught by Dylan Flora, the tight end, or coming out of the backfield out of the fullback slot for the touchdown.
Yeah, I tell you, he had Bicknell early as the wideout. Chose to wait for Flora to come open underneath, and both guys were open. The shorter throws to Flora, so probably a pretty good choice by Malikas to get another score, put him up 20-0 with the extra point to come.
Harris to kick, long to hold. This one's up plenty long enough and good. 11:21 left first half. Frontenac 21, Baxter Springs nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
PhelanLawFirm.com. Were you hurt on the job? PhelanLawFirm.com. Were you injured in an auto accident? PhelanLawFirm.com. Fighting for your Social Security disability benefits? PhelanLawFirm.com. When accidents happen, when life takes an unexpected turn, when you need help the most, will you remember where to turn? The law office of William L. Phelan at PhelanLawFirm.com.
Now, back to Raider football.
First half on 21-0 lead, and again, turnovers lead to all 3 touchdowns, and the Raiders with that 3-touchdown lead here in the early stages of the second quarter, and Trey Harris early on getting a workout here, has it teed at the 40, and again back to receive the kick. Donovan Anderson back in there after Hartley was in on the last return. And the ball blows off the tee. And I kind of agree with you. Of course, the turnovers, that was in the throwing game, but they look like they've gotten some yardage. The defense got a little better on that last stand, but, yeah, I think they're almost going to have to keep her on the ground. End over end kick, and that one's going to go in the end zone for the touchback, so the Lions will start 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Couple of scores I've got around the area. Pittsburgh with an early 7-0 lead on Blue Valley Southwest, and Fort Scott is down 7-0. Ottawa with the lead.
And of course Pittsburgh at Southwest, I think they had but the one win. That was over Aquinas, but play some of those big schools up there. They had a dandy of a schedule and played some close. That could be a battle out of Hutchfield. 1st and 10 Lions from their own 20-yard line. White under the center. There's a give. Left side. That is Anderson. Tries to turn the corner and lowers his shoulder, and he's down about the 23, maybe the 24-yard line. Nice effort to get about 3 by Donovan Anderson.
Yeah, it really looked like the Raiders had this defended pretty well, and then real late, a tiny little crack opened on that far side, able to squirt through it to at least pick something up.
And the ball actually about the 24-yard line, so Lions will face a 2nd and 6 from their own 24-yard line. And there's a give, right side, now cutting inside with it. That is Dardine, and he is brought down at the 30-yard line, and I believe he got the first down.
And Given got up the field that time and made him turn in, but the Raiders' pursuit not able to get over there to keep Dardine from picking that up. You can see the Raiders some of the Raiders looking over at Coach Palumbo, see what adjustment that they want the players to make out there.
1st and 10 Lions, football resting at their own 30-yard line, down to 10.5 minutes left. First half, Frontenac 21-0 lead. Wide to the left goes Mason Hartley. Again, the 3 running backs behind White. There's give, left side, and that is Frisbee, and he is, well, that was Ishimura from his linebackers. He kind of slung him down. Luckily, he hit the knee. I thought he was getting back up running and able to pick up maybe a yard.
Well, really nice play by Ishimura. Showed good speed to get out there to get to Frisbee, because if he doesn't make that play, he's got a lot of running room on that far side. So Ishimura with the saving tackle.
And Ishimura played well. Of course, he's spelling Dexter Palmer in there. And Jordan Ishimura, the 6'1", 170-pound junior, runs well and yeah, made a nice play there. 2nd and 9, Lions from their own 31-yard line. And rolling right, looking to throw. Still on the run, that is White. Puts it up, throws it way out of bounds.
Well, excellent coverage down the field by the Raiders. 3 receivers out in the pattern, all 3 of them absolutely blanketed. No place for White to go with that ball. Smart to just unload it and live to fight another day.
And again, Trey White, the 5'11", 137-pound sophomore, getting a lot of valuable experience this season. And White's throw there is nothing doing, you know. Youth can show, even you know, the seniors will occasionally try and make a throw that ill-advised, but he got rid of that one.
Quick update on that Pittsburgh Blue Valley Southwest game. Blue Valley Southwest has scored. They've tied it up 7-7. It looks like Pittsburgh missed a field goal, so to keep that game at 7-7.
3rd and 9, Lions from their own 31-yard line, out of the gun this time. That is White, looking, going, puts it up for grabs, and it is, well, drifts out of bounds. Actually, that south wind pushed it out of bounds. Pass incomplete, and a punting situation for the Lions.
Yeah, interesting call. They just sent 2 receivers right down the field on fly routes. Neither one of them really beat their man, and then he put the ball up so high, kind of put it up for grabs, but also gives the defense time and a chance to find the ball. And like I said, I think the wind probably did grab that one, push it out of bounds, but no one really opened on that play anyway.
Caleb Arnall with the snap, the punt. Boy, a low end over end turn around. One of the Raiders not paying much attention there, and luckily it didn't hit him as the Raiders blocking, and it was kind of running up his back, and it is downed by Narcisco Ortiz. So 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They'll start from their own 33-yard line.
Well, in fairness to the Raider there, though, the ball on the ground like that, you don't know where it is. He's trying to make a block, so the Raiders probably a little fortunate it didn't hit him, but can't really fault him on that one.
It made about maybe 10 feet at best off the ground. I had no idea where it was going. I think he got a little urgent to get rid of it after the last one was blocked. Got a nice roll, downed it. Raiders will start from their own 33 with 9:24 left first half, leading 21-0. Out of the gun, Malikas. Behind him is Model. To his right is Bollinger. Option right side. Malikas is going to keep it. Decided to keep it, and maybe the wrong choice there as he was collared and brought down for no gain.
Well, A.J. Himes from his middle linebacker positions, nice player. He's a kind of a big kid. Let's see what they have him listed at 226 pounds, 5'9", 226. Big kid, but can move. Shows good quickness from that linebacker position. He came up, put the pressure on Malikas. Surprised Malikas didn't see him coming or feel him coming, and pitched that out to Bollinger as he had some room on the outside. Look for the Raiders to come back to that.
2nd and 10, Raiders from their own 33. Out of the I formation this time with Malikas. Dropping back, looking over the middle. Got a man open. It's complete. That's Bollinger, and he is down at the Lions' 40-yard line.
Well, there's the all-go that I thought the Raiders might open the game with. Had 4 receivers run right down the middle. It's basically a 3-deep zone. You can't cover all 4 of them. A nice hard line drive throw to an open Bollinger, and a big play for the offense.
So another completion for Malikas, 5 of 6 for 52 yards and a touchdown. And the Raiders 1st and 10, football at the Lions 39-yard line. Trips come wide left side, a couple of wide outs right. Malikas alone in the backfield out of the gun. Now motion right to left. Bollinger takes the give. Quick hitch right side. That is Bicknell. And he is dragging tacklers down near the 32. Then he gets popped as he stood up, but nice gain on 1st down.
Yeah, and a good thing it was a quick throw. Baxter coming on a blitz. We're going to get a guy home. Malikas got the ball out of his hands quickly. Tell you, though, I'd like to see Bicknell, when he makes that move, try to get to the outside. He makes it to the inside. That's where the rest of the defense is. Turn that to the outside, see if you can break a tackle. Then you got room down the sideline.
The Raiders with a 2nd and 2. Football resting just outside the Lions' 31-yard line. Cleffman goes wide to left. Slot left is Model. Motion right to left. That is Flora. There's a pitch. Sweep left side. Bollinger gets a block, and he is inside the 30 down near the 27-yard line, and he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, it's pretty decent blocking on the outside. I think that was Model got a decent block kicking out. Bollinger did the right thing, turned it up at the right time, and just the pursuit got to him. But so decent defense by Baxter there, but the Raiders still picking up the 1st down.
Clock moving, 7:26 here in the first half. Frontenac 21-0 lead, and with the football, 1st and 10 from the Lions' 26-yard lines where they mark it. A couple of wideouts left, one right. Motion left to right goes Model, and there's give the Model. Gets a block, cuts inside that block, and still on his feet, and he is inside the 20-yard line. Nice run by Austin Model, and he got a block. Was that Bollinger kind of got a block in there to give him a nice gain on first down again?
Yeah, he made a real good cut off of Bollinger's block and showed a burst of speed to get past one man and was able to get up the field. So a good hard run by Model. Looks like his ankle must be feeling quite a bit better as he showed a little burst and had a longer run earlier in the first quarter. Showed a good burst there too. So looks like he's back to being perfectly healthy.
Raiders 2nd and 4. Football resting inside the Lions' 20-yard line. Out of the gun, Malikas. Blocking back to right side, fakes the handoff, keeps it up middle, now strings it left side, 10-5, touchdown, Brandon Malikas. He goes in from 19.
Well, a great read by Malikas. It's the zone read. He kept that mesh point as long as he could. The defender went with Bollinger at the back. He pulled it just at the right time, hit up the field. Left side line and wide receivers had everything pushed down into the middle. One cut to the outside, and then it's a foot race to the corner of the end zone. But a really good read initially in the backfield to ride that as long as he could, pull it just at the right time, and hit the open hole.
And the extra point attempt by Trey Harris. And this one's wide right, no good. 6:23 left first half. Frontenac 27. Baxter Springs nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Raider Express, Frontenac's downtown convenience store, is open and ready to serve you. Check out the expanded seating area. Raider Express is the home of the student basket special, including your choice of a cheeseburger or chicken strips with fries and a drink for only $5. Don't forget Raider Express for breakfast, pizza, and a great selection of grocery items, too. Stop in, and while you're filling up your tummy, don't forget to fill up your gas tank, too, with quality Conoco fuel. The Raider Express in downtown Frontenac. Go Raiders! Now, back to Raider football.
Rob Strand back with Randy Southern. We're at the Raiders Sports Complex. We have 6:23 left in the first half on senior night, and the Frontenac Raiders lead the Baxter Springs Lions 27-0. And once again, the nice start, and the Raiders with the big lead early.
Yeah, the Raiders' offense impressive tonight, pretty much doing almost whatever they want, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Baxter, really, their biggest problem has been the turnovers in this game. Who knows if without the turnovers, what this game might look like right now.
And Donovan Anderson back to receive the kick from Trey Harris, and almost to the goal line, didn't step in, and he brings it up the middle. He is brought down. And he gets clobbered there. Was that Andrew Mays tackling Anderson, and he was shy, well, about the 17-yard line was where he was planted.
Yeah, that was just a thrust your body into the chest of the runner and then just spun him completely around. Mays with a heck of a hit.
So 1st and 10 Lions. They'll start from their own 17-yard line with 6:19 left here in the first half. And Frontenac the 27-0 lead. Hartley wide right, joined to the right side by Anderson. Couple running backs and with the football and trying the left side. And was that Frisbee on that carry, or did Dardine end up with it?
I think that's Frisbee, and it was, again, A.J. Lusker doing a good job initially of staying in his hole, sees the ball going away from him, is able to go right down the line, and met Frisbee right at the line of scrimmage and just planted him.
So 2nd and 9 for the Lions from their own 18-yard line. Coming wide to the right side this time is Jacob Williams. Wide left, that is Hartley. Motion right to left goes Frisbee. Pitch, sweep left side to Anderson. He gets the corner turn, lowers his shoulder, still on his feet, and apparently bumped out of bounds. And a penalty flag in the area, you may get the hold.
Yeah, I would think on the outside there. Probably on the defensive end, maybe the outside linebacker or weak safety. But that's a big penalty because it negates a first down for Baxter and would have got them out of being backed up in their own territory.
Yeah, nice run by Anderson. Lowered his shoulder, got some extra yardage, but apparently the hold had something to do with that positive yardage there. As at times that's the case. You get that corner turned, and
well, Baxter has 3 good backs. All 3 of their running backs, they'll run hard, they run well. And they block well for each other. Also, the running game really is pretty impressive. It's just a matter of if they can quit shooting themselves in the foot.
2nd and 16 Lions from their own 11-yard line. Under the center, that is White give. Right side, and cutting inside is Anderson. And well, he's dragged down near the 20-yard line.
A really good cut, though. I thought he was going to keep going to the outside, but he saw the lane put one foot in the ground and shot ahead. He's got some decent speed, and Bicknell with a nice open field tackle to set up this 3rd down.
5 carries, 19 yards. Donovan Anderson, and a 3rd and 7 for the Lions from their own 26-yard line with 5:05 left here in the first half. Frontenac the 27-0 lead. Senior night here at the Raiders Sports Complex. And left side this time Frisbee, and this time well defended as he is stopped for a short gain.
Yeah, I think that was Ryan Long that got him. And, boy, I tell you, Ishimura almost got there again. That's going to be a test all night long. I think who gets to the hole first, Ishimura or Frisbee. So it looks like that's how the matchup goes. But Long did a good job coming off a block. He was being kicked out, came off the block, got into the legs, sets up this punting situation.
Baxter Springs 4th and 5 from its own 23-yard line. And again, Arnall with the snap. The punt away, better this time. Bicknell retreats, takes it at the 43, brings it near side, crosses midfield, 45, and he is grabbed by a sleeve and wrestled and slammed out of bounds. And on the cover there was Matt Miles, but a nice return by Isaac Bicknell. Now a couple of players tangled up there. The white hat makes them shake hands. It's heat of the moment, apparently. And
you'd never guess who was involved in that, we won't say.
1st and 10 Raiders as they'll start at the Lions 43-yard line with 4:12 left first half, and Frontenac the 27-0 lead.
And the Raiders set up again that nice defensive stand, of course aided by the penalty. So again, Baxter shooting themselves in the foot offensively, forcing the punt. And boy, you can't ask for anything better when you're starting in the opponent's territory.
At the 43, wide right goes long, wide left Clefman. Again, Malik's out of the gun, blocking back to both sides. Give, Model, right side, cuts inside, lowers his shoulder, and he is down near the 37, maybe the 36-yard line. Nice gain again on 1st down as Model able to pick up close to 6, maybe 7 on that one.
Yeah, and the right side of the line tonight playing exceptionally well. Got a really good push. The linemen were 4, 5, 6 yards down the field, and Model with a nice cut and boy, good gain on 1st down. But right side of the offensive line doing a good job.
2nd and 3, Raiders from the Lions, 36-yard line. Malikas with the snap. Give, that's bowling a ball on the turf. Now a scramble, and Malikas does well to go pick it up. As couldn't quite tell, that ball popped straight back, and Malikas was able to get on it.
Well, tried to spring a trap again, but on those trap plays, of course, you're letting at least one lineman go. He's the trap guy. But right now, the trap guy's getting great penetration on those, and as soon as Bollinger got the ball, he was being hit, and the ball popped out. Malikas alert enough to be able to scramble and get back on it to save possession.
So the Raiders with a 3rd and 13. Ball resting at the Lions' 46-yard line. Out of the gun. Oh, there's a penalty. That's going to stop play as Frisbee, a little over anxious, stepped into the neutral zone, and the Raiders are going to get a free 5 and face a 3rd and 8 after the mark-off, and it'll be flirting with the 41 of the Lions.
That's one of those, though, you wish it were like, college or pro rules where, you kind of get the free play, but, of course, high school, as soon as you jump, the play stops.
So the Raiders with a 3rd and 8 from the Lions 41, and a timeout is taken. 2:47 left here in the first half. Frontenac the 27-0 lead. Let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist. Paynes handles all driveline repairs for cars, trucks, four-wheel drive vehicles, and farm equipment. Paynes can also handle any general machine work and offers 24-hour wrecker service. Call Paynes anytime, 231-3170. Paynes Incorporated is located at the intersection of West McKay and Highway 69 Frontenac Junction. Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist.
Proud supporter of Frontenac Athletics.
Now, back to Raider football.
Frontenac 27-0 lead. The Raiders with a
whether you're a girl headed into the 3rd grade or you're nearing
the Raiders with a 3rd and 8 from the Lions 41-yard line. And after the Raider timeout, they will go 3rd and 8 from the 41 of the Lions. Wide right goes long, model out that way. Also Flora. Wide to the left, that's Clefman. Single blocking back Bollinger to Malika's left. Dropping back to pass. A little swing pass to Bollinger. It is complete. And there's going to be a penalty flag on the tackle, I believe, as Bollinger doing good to get down to the 30, but I believe you're going to get the face mask call.
Yeah, face mask or horse collar, one of the two. We'll see if they call this a personal foul. Yep, personal foul, face mask. So that's going to be the 15-yard variety. They had the first down anyway, but now this is going to move the ball all the way down to the Baxter 15.
Malika's unofficially 7 completions, 8 attempts, 71 yards, a touchdown, and that goes with 5 runs for 93 yards and a couple of scores. So again, another night for the senior quarterback, and the Raiders with that 27-0 lead with 2:39 left here in the first half, and are going to threaten after that big mark off as they get it set right at the Lions' 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Frontenac from the Baxter Springs 15. Long goes wide right, Model also out that side. Wide left, that is Mansour. Bollinger blocking back to the left of Malika's this time. Motion right to left goes Model. Fakes the give, pumps once, going for long in the corner of the end zone, and it is underthrown and picked off in the end zone. A nice defensive effort there. I believe it was Hartley picked that one off.
Yeah, they tried to get the post corner. He pump faked on the post, but the cornerback really did a good job of not turning his hips on the post. So when Long tried to break back out to the corner, the defender was right with him. Ball just a little bit underthrown, and Hartley, though, with really nice coverage and a very good pick for him.
So 1st and 10 for the Lions after the interception in the end zone. They'll start from their own 20 with 2:13 remaining first half. Frontenac the 27-0 lead. Again, the quarterback is Trey White, the sophomore. Has the 3 running backs behind him. There's a give, and trying the right side this time, and brought down. And on the carry that time, that was Dardine.
Ishimura, really good job filling that hole. Linebackers, I think, starting to get a little better bead on what Baxter's trying to do against them in the running game.
2nd and 8. Lions from their own 22-yard line with clock moving down to a minute 48 left in the first half. Frontenac, the 27-0 lead. Stay tuned for the SEK Urgent Care halftime show. Coming wide to the right is Hartley. And there's a give left side. This time it is Frisbee, and he lowers his shoulder and dives out near the 28-yard line. He's able to pick up close to 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, pretty decent hole left side of the offensive line. Like I said, they tend to shield people more than they really blow people off the ball, but this time able to pick up enough Raider defenders to give a nice hole.
3rd and 2, Lions from their own 28-yard line. Frontenac the 27-0 lead with a minute 10 left here in the first half on senior night. Nice crowd. They honored the seniors, student athletes, and their parents prior to kickoff. The Lions taking some time here as the play clock down to 4. Apparently going to be taking the timeout. And they do. 55 seconds left here in the first half. Frontenac 27, Baxter Springs nothing. We'll take a 30-second break. You're listening to the Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Having a confident smile can change everything, and Invisalign makes that decision easy because you can have a stunning smile without most people even knowing you're going through treatment. Saya Smile Center is proud to be a premier provider of Invisalign. Your Invisalign treatment will consist of a series of aligners that you switch out every 2 weeks. Each aligner will gradually shift your teeth perfectly into place, giving you the smile you always dreamed of. Call Saya Smile Center today for your no-cost consultation. Saya Smile Center, 4095 Parkview Drive in Frontenac, 620-231-7242.
Now, back to Raider football.
55 seconds remaining first half. Frontenac leads Baxter Springs 27-0. Timeout by the Lions, and they face a 3rd and 2 from their own 28-yard line. Try and tack on some points here before the end of the first half. They've got 55 seconds to go some 72 yards. And wide under the center. And there's a give left side. That's Frisbee. Nothing doing. And as that time he was wrapped up and brought down. And seen he was coming off the pile.
Yeah, it's Ishimura, and I think that might have been Might have been Harris, Ishmir and Harris over there, but Jordan with another nice play from that linebacker spot.
And unofficially for Frisbee, 9 carries, 25 yards. And maybe a gain of foot on that one. 4th and 2 for the Lions from their own 28-yard line with 48 seconds left first half. And the timeout's been called. We'll keep it right here. And, of course, we'll have the SEK Urgent Care at halftime and look at some of the unofficial stat scoring summary. Also look at some of the goings-on at Frontenac High School as the student-athlete season's winding down. And I know some be in action tomorrow, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah, cross country headed up to state. They believe they left this morning and heading up there. That's exciting what the we'll talk about it at halftime, but exciting what the girls and the boys as well, but in particular what the girls cross country did this year.
And Lions lining up like they're going to go for it. Now this is an area where you could, if they get in the neutral zone, that would give the Lions a first down. Nope, they snap it. Sweeping the right side, Anderson, and he is tripped up and brought down at the 25-yard line, actually lost 3.
Yeah, and both Jake Wilbert and Brock Ginnivan an excellent job on this sweep. Ginnivan gets up the field and caused him to bounce just a little bit. Wilbert outruns the blocker, gets up the field as deep as the ball, and when he tried to cut, was able to get into his legs. Both players on that outside play did a really good job to stop that 4th down. But, boy, it's an interesting call, especially when Frontenac had just called timeout to get the ball back in the first place, and then you go for it deep in your own end. I'm sure the Raiders now will try to get another score.
1st and 10, Frontenac from the Baxter Springs 25-yard line. Malikas in the gun. They have 45 seconds. There's an out and errant pass as they try to hit Dylan Flory. He made a dive at it, but not close. Pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, and it looked like he kind of slowed down out of his break just enough to where Malikas led him a little too far. And it looks like there's a flag down on the far side of the field.
Yeah, there is. And motion or shift against Frontenac. That'll be a 5-yard mark off, and Lions, of course, will take the yardage, and Frontenac will have a 1st and 15 from the Baxter Springs 30.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if Frontenac, I assume they're probably going to continue to throw the football. If they catch one inbounds without getting a first down, they do have just one timeout left. So we'll see when the Raiders decide to use it if they need to.
Couple wideouts, both sides. Single blocking back to the right of Malikas, who's in the gun with the snap. Biding his time, going long. Got a man open, and it is, Dylan Flora. Is that the bad place where it hit you in the hands or what? Right at the goal line. Nice pass, and I know Dylan knows he should have had that one and fell incomplete.
Yeah, normally sure-handed. I really can only remember one drop ball for him all year, and 2 guys running all goes, and I wasn't sure by the trajectory of the ball who he was going to. I was hoping it was to Flora, the outside man, because he was wide open. He kind of dove to try to catch it, but certainly a ball I'm sure he'll tell you he should have caught.
2nd, 15, Raiders. Lions 30 with 35 seconds left here in the first half. Trips left this time. Malikas, quick hitch, left side. That's Bicknell. Gets a block. Cuts inside, 20, 15, down to the 10, and steps out of bounds inside the 10, and they're going to give him the 8-yard line.
Long, Model, Bollinger, all 3 of them excellent blocks on the outside to spring him down the sideline. Breaks one tackle. Again, we talked about that tackling not being quite as sure on the outside for Baxter, but well blocked on the outside and a good hard run. The Raiders are in business now. It's pretty much plenty of time with 27 seconds, 1st and goal. The Raiders, I think, could run the ball here, having that timeout in their back pocket.
So the Raiders with that 1st and goal from the Lions, 9, with 27 seconds remaining, trying to add to a 27-0 lead. Ginnivan wide right, wide left is Cleffman. Malikas forced to scramble. Looking, puts it up, and pass falls incomplete. He fired it toward Dylan Flora. Couldn't come up with it.
Well, good coverage by Baxter this time. Of course, it's a condensed field, so you don't have to worry about covering so much distance, but really no one open and then a little bit of pressure. The Raiders had all night long, had pretty darn good pass protection. This time one man comes free, flushed him out of the pocket, really had no place to go. Thought he might have had Cleffman in the back of the end zone late, but it had been a really tough throw across the field towards the middle, not a advised throw to make. So I think he really was just throwing that one away.
2nd and goal from the 9. Raiders at the Lions 9-yard line. Out of the gun, Malikas rolls right, puts it up. It is caught by Flora this time, but boy, he is drilled by Anderson and thrown back. They may give him about the 5, and that's about it.
Yeah, and the Raiders will use their last time out with 14 seconds left and setting up 3rd and goal from the 5. So that pretty well means you've either got to get this one in the end zone or have it incomplete. I would think the Raiders would put this one in the air again.
So we've got a 3rd and goal for Frontenac from the Baxter Springs 5 with 14 seconds left here in the first half. And again, no timeout. So I guess that we better be real positive about a running play, or else you got 2 shots at it through the air. And, you know, all in all, Raiders at 27-0 lead. And could be worse. I mean, they've missed a few opportunities here, but you know, I know they're trying to add some points here before the end of the first half.
Well, I think you'll see them throw here, and if they don't get it, I think they'll probably try the field goal.
And you've got, they've tried a few this year. Trey's struggled a tad on them, not on the extra points, although he missed that last one, and that's a possibility as Raiders head back to the huddle after getting with Mark Smith along the sideline. This 3rd and goal from the Lions 5 with 14 seconds left. Wide to the right is Bicknell. Trips to the left side this time as Flores out there. Also Model and Long out of the gun. Malikas drops back low. He's pressured, splits a couple defenders, throws it up, and it in and out of the hands. And I believe that was Dylan Flore again. And nice effort by Malikas. Looks like he's just shaking up a little bit, but Dylan couldn't find the handle.
Yeah, and Malikas has started to take off run, but then it's like all of a sudden he remembered, I can't run it. We've got no timeouts, and he threw it up and really gave Flora a chance to make the play. And the ball really just went right through his hands. The ball that, again, I think Flora would tell you he should have caught.
And, well, Raiders are going to go for it here with 9 seconds left in the first half, trying to add to a 27-0 lead with a 4th and goal from the Lions 5. As they got 3 wide right, 1 running back to left, motion right to left. Now Long, rolling left, Malikas needs a block, gets a block, turns the corner, dives for the end zone, and goes in for the score from 5. Brandon Malikas, another touchdown.
Yeah, outside all the way, and again, it's Bollinger gets the key block. The last guy on the end that really had a shot to get Malikas, and then Bollinger picks him up. And then it's a foot race and one little cut. There wasn't really any way the corner was going to bring Malikas down at the 1. But Bollinger gets that key block on the edge to break him to the corner of the end zone.
And the extra point attempt by Trey Harris out of Long's hold. That one was up and good. 3 seconds left here in the first half. Frontenac leads it by a score of 34-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
After 3 decades in business, Bittner Motors of Pittsburgh remains a local favorite. If you're in the market for a quality pre-owned vehicle, Bittner Motors has a large selection of late model, low mileage vehicles to choose from. Whether it be a car, truck, or SUV, Bittner Motors will warranty all their vehicles 100% for parts and service. And if you can't find what you're looking for on the lot, they will find it for you. Bittner Motors, 1018 North Broadway, Pittsburgh.
Back to Raider football.
We have 3 seconds left first half. 34-0. Raiders to kick off. Trey Harris again teeing it up at the 40. Imagine he'll just line drive it down there and not risk a return by Donovan Anderson, who's deep on senior night. Yeah, I went ahead and booted her away and got into the end zone for a touchback as Anderson caught the ball but retreated in the end zone, and that stops things. And the Lions will have a play from their own 20, trailing 34-0. And you know, this is one of those, you need to get this win. Again, unbeaten regular season, CNC title, and a home game next Friday against Iola. And so far, so good if you're a Raider fan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's not been as easy as 34-0 might sound. Baxter Springs is absolutely competitive. They've just had some kind of disastrous plays, and especially offensively, that have either ended drives or turnovers, the block punt. So it's been that type of thing that's been giving the Raiders this lead.
And there's a give, and taking it up the middle, getting some nice yardage as Frisbee's tripped up and brought down at the 31-yard line, and gain of 11. Frisbee finishes the first half as the Frontenac Raiders go in at halftime with a 34-0 lead, and we'll be back with the SEK Urgent Care halftime show after we take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, Vietti Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. Vietti Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
Every 4 years, the fastest and strongest among us come together to determine who's the best in the world. At Frank Fletcher Toyota, we invite you to run through the tape.
The best-selling Toyota RAV4 leaves the competition in the dust. Drive away a brand new Toyota RAV4 for as little as $24,997 or get 0.9% financing for 72 months.
And every Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 24-month complimentary maintenance plan. The best deals on the best cars in America.
Only at Frank Fletcher Toyota, Joplin.
Rob Strand, Randy Southard back at the Raiders Sports Complex, where at halftime Frontenac leads Baxter Springs 34-0. It's time for the SEK Urgent Care halftime show. Located on the corner of Centennial and Broadway, SEK Urgent Care is dedicated to providing excellent medical care in a rapid, caring, and courteous manner to walk-in patients 7 days a week, including evenings. The SEK Urgent Care halftime show and the first half stats brought to you by Monica Kellogg CPA. Personal and small business tax preparation, along with a variety of other accounting practices, are available at Monica Kellogg CPA. Call today at 235-0920 to set your appointment. That's 235-0920 for Monica Kellogg CPA LLC. And thing did in the lines in that first half, the turnovers, and looking at the unofficial stats, the Baxter Springs Lions on the ground, Donovan Anderson 6 carries for 16 yards. Doug Dardine 6 carries, 34 yards. Corbin Frisbee 10 carries, 36 yards. And through the air, Trey White 0 for 4, and he's been intercepted on 2 of those, and also a block punt in that first half by the Raiders. Frontenac Raiders, Brandon Malikas, 6 carries, 98 yards, 3 touchdowns. Austin Model, 5 carries, 37 yards. Caden Bollinger, 7 carries, 25 yards, and a score. Through the air, Brandon Malikas unofficially 9 completions, 15 attempts, 96 yards, and a touchdown. He was intercepted 1 time. The Frontenac Raiders scoring summary goes like this. Of course, first play by the Lions after they took the opening kickoff, it was an interception. The Raiders 8:17 left in the first quarter. Caden Bollinger scored from 3 yards out. Trey Harris added the extra point. It was Frontenac 7 and Baxter Springs nothing with 8:17 left in the first quarter. Then with 3:43 remaining in quarter number 1, Brandon Malikas a 52-yard touchdown run. Trey Harris good on the extra point. It's Frontenac 14, Baxter Springs nothing with 3:43 left in the first quarter. Then with the 11:21 left in the first half, Malikas hit Flora on a 2-yard touchdown pass. Harris a good on the extra point. It was Frontenac 21, Baxter Springs nothing with the 11:21 remaining in the first half. 6:23 remaining in half number 1. Malikas a 19-yard touchdown run. The extra point attempt failed. It was Frontenac 27, Baxter Springs nothing with 6:23 left in the first half. Then with 3 seconds remaining in the first half, Brandon Malikas a 5-yard run. Trey Harris good on the extra point. It was Frontenac 34, Baxter Springs nothing with 3 seconds left in the first half. That's where we are at halftime. Frontenac leads 34-0 on senior nights, and the dancers have performed. Now the Frontenac band on the field on it's turned out to be a nice night for football, unseasonably warm and still kind of that south breeze, but much better than rainy conditions we've been having most of this season. And if you're a Raider fan, you got to be enjoying it, because it means you're probably going to be in action on Friday at home against Iola. And the first half stats are brought to you by Monica Kellogg CPA, personal and small business tax preparation, along with a variety of other accounting practices available at Monica Kellogg CPA. Call today at 235-0920 to set your appointment. That's 235-0920 for Monica Kellogg CPA LLC. On senior night, Frontenac had 34-0 at halftime, and we'll be back, take a look at some of the goings-on at Frontenac High School after we take a 2-minute break. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM. Rob Strand, Randy Southard, Raiders Sports Complex at halftime. Frontenac leads Baxter Springs 34-0 on senior night. Again, the dancers have performed. The band out on the field currently. A nice crowd here on senior night as the Raiders trying to complete an unbeaten regular season and district title and head to the playoffs on Friday with a home contest against Iola in the first half, 34-0. And the SEK Urgent Care halftime show continues, and I know for one thing, other games in the area going on right now, and also a lot of going on at Frontenac High School. So Randy's there with an update. What's going on?
All right, other games, football games tonight in the area. Blue Valley Southwest with a lead on Pittsburgh, 10-7. Nice tight game there. Labette County going against Coffeyville. Labette leading 14-0. Columbus has a 20-0 lead on Parsons. Independence with a 12-0 lead on Chanute. At the half, Colgan 41, Uniontown 0. And also at the half, Ottawa up on Fort Scott 26-0.
So those are some of the scores of other area contests. And as we mentioned, we've got some of the other games on our stations on 100.7 FM, Blue Valley Southwest at Pittsburgh. Got a good one going there. And also Colgan at Uniontown on 93.1 FM, including this Frontenac Baxter game on 1340 AM, streaming live on all those games on ESPN1007.com. And, you know, you look at Pittsburgh, we mentioned Blue Valley Southwest, a misleading record going in, but Colgan Panthers, you know, they had those losses, but you look at their schedule and who they've played, and I think Chuck Smith's Panthers set to make a run at that 2-1A title.
Yeah, absolutely. Got beat by the better teams in the league, but they're also bigger schools in the league. Now going against the rest of the 2A competition. Not that it's easy, but certainly they look to be poised to make a run.
And those are the football games going on in the area. And, of course, busy still, winding up seasons. Well, beginning some season there at Frontenac is, it's the end of the football, start of the basketball, and you got done with the volleyball, and you got the runners still going, and, again, busy time.
Yeah, volleyball finished up last Saturday at Sub-State at Baxter. They started the day very well. They beat Parsons in 2 sets in the semifinals, set up a showdown with Baxter, who's kind of been one of their biggest rivals this year. Beat Baxter in the league play, lost to Baxter in a tournament during the season, so each team had won. They battled each other best of 3 sets, and it went all 3 sets. Every set very close, but Baxter ended up coming away with a close win in set 3. So they moved on to state. The Lady Raiders finished their season last Saturday, finished the season with a record of 30-9. So a very good mark by the Lady Raider volleyball team. As far as cross country goes, they are going to state. Last week, they had last Saturday they had the regional in Burlington, and I'm not sure that the school has ever done it, but the girls as a team qualified. They got 3rd in the regional. That qualified for the entire team to go to the state meet tomorrow. Lady runners were Madison Niswanger, Madison Miller, Sam Niswanger, Maggie Murray, Hannah Stover, and Jessica Peterson. All those girls headed to state. Individual medalists at the regional, we did have one boy that's going to state, and that's Riley McDaniel. He got 11th in the regional. That qualifies him to get to go to state, so congratulations, Riley. And then the girl medalists were Maggie Murray. She got 6th place, and Jessica Peterson got 9th. So congratulations to all the runners, and hopefully they'll run well tomorrow and represent themselves in the school well at state cross country.
Yes, indeed. And again, good luck, and hope we get some good news. And here in football, good news for the Raiders as they lead at 34-0 over Baxter and win the district here, and they'll be at home Friday against Iola. And they got another update.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has kicked a field goal before halftime, and they've tied it up at the half, 10-10 with Blue Valley Southwest.
So there you go. We've got a dog fight in that one. And again, we had the Colgan and Uniontown game on 93.1. This game on 1340 AM, Pittsburgh and Blue Valley Southwest on 100.7 FM. And again, a reminder, it's been nice. We've been getting a lot of good reaction from our stream, those games at ESPN1007.com. That's awfully handy if you can't get to a game. Maybe it's inclement weather, or you got a distance to travel to kick back and watch it. And, we've got Heath Adkins here tonight. Little Loudermilk. He does a great job with the camera, and they've been doing a great job. I know we've been getting a good reaction from that, so you can enjoy the Raiders through the on into the playoffs, and I know they're excited and coming out now for their mandatory 3-minute warm-up. Lions still awaiting their arrival. So why don't we take another 2-minute break before we get to Bob's Grill and the second half adjustments. 2 minutes, and you're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
A beautiful lawn doesn't just happen by itself. Sometimes you need a little help. That's where All Pro Lawn Care comes in, providing year-round property maintenance for commercial and residential customers, licensed and insured. You can trust the experts at All Pro Lawn Care, from mowing, edging, to tree trimming, leaf and snow removal. All Pro Lawn Care provides the highest quality work at prices you can afford. Call me, Jared Brooks, today at 620-249-7767. That's 249-7767. Go Raiders!
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our Text Alert program, and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf when they know their house was bricked by Adam Lusker? Adam Lusker Masonry has brick by brick, block by block, and stone by stone became the go-to guy for masonry work. No job is too big or too small. Adam Lusker and his crew are not afraid of hard work. or the Big Bad Wolf, for that matter, call Adam Lusker Masonry in Frontenac, 620-231-9899. Oh, and bring it on, Big Bad Wolf.
With the winter months fast approaching, now's the time to get your car or truck checked out at Wiseman's Discount Tire. Everyone knows that Wiseman's carries great Cooper tires, but Wiseman's can also check your vehicle's brakes, exhaust, as well as your struts, just in time for the winter months. And they'll be able to answer questions to find out what's best for your vehicle. Wiseman's has been family owned and operated for over 25 years. They have the reputation of honesty and quality you're looking for. That's Wiseman's Discount Tire on Highway 69 in Frontenac. See their ad fast at names and numbers.
Now back to Raider football.
Rob Strand, Randy Southern back to the Raiders Sports Complex at halftime. Frontenac leads Baxter Springs 34-0. The SCK Urgent Care halftime show continues, and the part of the second half kickoff, the second half adjustments. Bob's Grill, a proud food tradition. Bob's Grill has been serving the community breakfast and lunch since 1964. Order what you want, eat what you get. Bob's Grill, 1014 North Broadway in Pittsburgh. And the second half adjustments courtesy of Bob's Grill. And pick those coaches' minds. What did they have to say at halftime, Randy?
Well, I think offensively for the Raiders, Coach Smith has to be extremely happy with his team. They've been able to run the football. They've been able to throw the football. I think more of the same. I fully expect the starters to come out in this third quarter, maybe for one series, especially if they score, possibly two, but I don't see the point. You don't want to get anybody hurt at this juncture now. But just keep it up. Defensively for the Raiders, the defensive tackles are playing very well, but the Raiders a lot of times they line up more heads up and they don't create a lot of double teams. I wonder to free those linebackers up a little bit more if you shift those linemen just a little into the gaps. I don't know if the Raiders will do it, but I'd like to see those tackles start creating a little bit more of a double team, free up the middle linebackers so that they can make plays and don't have to worry about blockers. Baxter Springs on offense, really it's been turnovers and penalties that have just killed them offensively. Killed drives, set the Raiders up with short fields or with momentum that the Raiders have scored on all of those. So really offensively, if you're Baxter, just clean it up. Don't turn it over. Don't commit any penalties and see if you can get a drive going that way, because they've been able to run the ball with some success in the first half. Defensively for Baxter, I'm struggling with this one because I'm just not sure that they can do a whole heck of a lot to slow Frontenac down, maybe get a little penetration on the defensive line. They've started to blitz quite a bit to get some penetration as well. Then the Raiders get to the outside, so I'm not sure they can do much. I think if you're a coach over there, you're wanting to see just how hard are they going to play, and are they going to give up on this game now? Because he talked in his coach's corner interview about how this is a team that won't give up and won't quit and keeps playing hard. I'm sure that's what he wants to see out of his team in the second half.
The second half adjustments brought to you by Bob's Grill during the SEK Urgent Care halftime show. The second half kickoff brought to you by Crestwood Country Club. Crestwood Country Club offers the area's best entertainment value. The weather's cooling off, making it the perfect time to hit the links. For membership information, contact General Manager and Club Pro Todd Casey. And down to 73 degrees, a drop of 2 degrees. Still a south breeze and kind of warm this time of the year for the football, but Raiders enjoying that first half 34-0, and they will have the football to start the second half. And back to receive the kick drops Tristan Fay. And also back there for the Raiders is Brendan Ishimura. And to kick off for the Lions, Narcisco Ortiz. And we are underway. A low line drive takes a hop, bobbled by Bollinger, now picked up by Fay. And he avoids the first tacklers up the middle across the 40. Oh, man, he was hit. Boy, he had one leg hit, spun around, and then got hit as he went down to put him back at the 43-yard line, but just outside the 43. But a nice return by Tristan. Kind of paid for it there. That was kind of awkward looking.
Yeah, and it was the other leg when the other one was spinning around. It was the leg underneath him still that looked like it tried to buckle, but Fay looked to be no worse for wear as he came off the field.
And Raiders will start 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line, leading 34-0. 3 wideouts right, 1 left. Malikas in the gun, option left side, fakes the pitch, keeps the football, and he tries to cut back, and he is hemmed in and brought down after he makes it out near the 49-yard line for a pickup close to 6 on that carry.
Well, really nice job, because Frisbee is the option man, whether he's going to read Frisbee on the outside. Held it as long as he could, kind of faked the pitch, made Frisbee go to the pitch back that let Brandon with some open running room up the middle.
2nd and 4, Raiders from their own 49-yard line. 11:24, clock moving here in the third quarter. In Frontenac, that 34-0 lead. Wide to right goes Ginnivan, joined out there by Model, also Flora. Wide to left, that's Mansour. Under the center, Malikas with the running back, Bollinger behind him. He reads it, dive left side, and he's got the first down and more, does Caden Bollinger. Finally rolled down at the 45 of the Lions. Nice effort by Caden Bollinger. Pick up close to 7 on that carry.
Yeah, it's good, hard run. Took the ball, stayed nice and low, kept his feet driving, kept moving, able to just kind of go through tackle after tackle to pick up that first down. Good, hard run.
1st and 10 Raiders from the Lions' 45-yard line. Clefman wide left, Ginnivan wide right. Out of the gun, Malikas. Blocking backs flanking him, Model and Bollinger. And there's a give to Model, right side this time well defended. Tried to bounce off a tackler, and there's about 3 more lines there waiting for him. A couple of them were tackling, and one was trying to strip the ball and ends up losing a couple.
Yeah, I think that was Matt Miles and Justin Schneider's, but they got enough push because this play was there initially, but they got enough push to where they pushed the offensive lineman back to into the ball carrier, and that's what really got him stopped. But if they don't get that penetration, that play was there too.
2nd and 12, Raiders from the Lions' 47-yard line. This time out of the eye. Malikas to throw, puts it up, down and out, complete. That is Bicknell. And boy, he is inside the 35, stood up by a couple of lines, then tattooed down near the 32-yard line and got the first down.
Yeah, good job. Take what they give you. If they're going to give you that 5 and out, take it, turn it up, pick up another first down for the Raiders.
Officially 10 completions, 16 attempts, 111 yards and a touchdown, and a few drop passes there. Those numbers could be a little better.
Yeah, not surprising on this game, the Raiders would really go to the air quite a bit. Just the way the season's gone for Baxter, you kind of figured the Raiders might put it in the air more.
Raiders 1st and 10 from the Lions, 32. There's a give Bollinger, a sweep to the right side, tries to cut inside a block, and he slipped and fell down. Maybe gained a yard, but that was about it. It looked like a ball come loose. He was able to get on top of it and picked up 1.
Well, just kind of a little bit of a slow developing play. I thought he did a good job, did the right thing to try to turn it up when he did. Linebacker was coming. I think even if he slipped, I'm not sure he would have got too much more. But Baxter, a good job of stringing that one out. 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Football shy of the Lions' 31-yard line with clock moving. 9:05 left here in the third quarter. In Frontenac, 34-0 lead. Running backs in the eye behind Malikas, who's under the center. Cooper Grant. There's a give it to tailback. Model. He cuts inside a block, and he is thrown down at the 25-yard line. You know, left side of that line, decent push that time, giving Maul the opportunity to get to the outside. Long with the good block on the perimeter, set up a 3rd and short.
In Austin, I guess that's probably experience, but this year we've mentioned it all along, just run a lot harder. He just takes off. He does some reads, but once he sees it, he goes, and it's been successful all season long.
Yeah, he's been excellent and out of the backfield.
3rd and 2, Raiders from the Lions' 25-yard line. Malikas in the gun. Option right side, pitches to Bollinger, turns the corner and has room, and he is going to go in. Perfect pitch by Brandon Malikas to Caden Bollinger. 25-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and Brock Ginnivan with a great block on the outer cornerback, got the kick out, really sealed that lane for Bollinger, because once he took that pitch, the lane was wide open, and he shot right through it to give him 6 more points for the Raiders, but well blocked again. This time the line does well, but also the receivers on the outside.
And the extra point attempt coming up is Trey Harris out of the hold of Ryan Long. That kick is up, and it is good. 8:10 left here in the third quarter. Frontenac 41, Baxter Springs nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
The City of Frontenac is a proud supporter of Frontenac High School athletics and academics. The City of Frontenac was founded in 1886 and is home to just over 3,100 residents. Frontenac citizens enjoy a small-town atmosphere and all that a close-knit community has to offer. Situated on the crossroads of 2 major highways, those living in Frontenac can easily travel and enjoy the amenities of larger cities in a shorter travel distance. The community boasts an outstanding school system, low taxes, complete city services, including 24-hour police and fire protection. Good luck, Raiders, from the mayor, city council, and staff.
Now, back to Raider football.
Fox Ray, Ramsey Southern, 8-10 remaining third quarter. Frontenac 41, Baxter Springs, nothing. Back to receive the kick for the Lions is Donovan Anderson. And again, Trey Harris. Football teed up at the 40-yard line. Puts a foot to it, short end over end. This time Anderson comes up, takes it on a run, bobbles it, picks it up at the 15, and it gets the kick coverage there, and he is going to be stopped shy of the 20.
Yeah, as soon as he bobbled it, he was in trouble, and boy, he got up a little slow after taking about 3 different shots by the Raider coverage team.
So 1st and 10, Lions, and they will start, let's see, they set the ball about the 18-yard line with 8:05 left here in the third quarter. Frontenac 41-0 lead. Good. Trey White, sophomore quarterback under center with the 3 running backs. There's a give, and this time up the middle, that is Dardine, and he is loose as about 3 Raiders missed the tackle. He is loose and finally dragged down out at the 48-yard line.
Well, really good cutback, and that's been there several times for Baxter. They'll start on that kind of sweep action look, and they've hit the cutback several times. This time Dardine with 1 extra broken tackle and gets loose down the sideline. Peyton Brown came all the way from the other side of the field, had the angle on him, and so made the touchdown-saving tackle. So good hustle by Peyton Brown.
Lions 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line, and this time left side Frisbee. He's got some room, and he's got close to a 1st down.
One running really hard. Frisbee, he certainly isn't quitting, neither is Dardine. And this is what we talked about. They've been able to get that running game going. It's a question of whether they'll shoot themselves in the foot or not.
So 1st and 10, Lions after a couple of big runs as they're at the Raiders' 42-yard line with 7:47 here third quarter. Clock's moving. Frontenac leads at 41-0, but the Lions on the move. White under center with 3 running backs behind him. They fake the pitch, give the trap, and that is Frisbee. And this time he is brought down and only a short gain.
Yeah, Jordan Ishimura that time. Very nice play from the middle linebacker spot. Filled the hole nicely.
Dozen carries, 48 yards for Frisbee, and a 2nd and 8 for the Lions from the Raiders' 40. As I believe Isaac Bicknell may have been shook up on that last tackle, or not that last one, play before last, and so Tristan Fay in there.
And Fay goes to corner. Brendan Ishimura rotates back to safety.
And there's a give, and trying the right side now, forced to go up the middle. And that was Dardine.
Yeah, good penetration. Mays got in first and got a piece of him to slow him down. I think it was Ishimura again. Boy, I wish I was counting tackles, but he's got to be double digits in tackles tonight easily.
The Lions 3rd and 7 from the Raiders' 39-yard line. Clock moving here in the third quarter. 6:35 left. Frontenac 41-0 lead. Coming wide right is Hartley. Running backs Dardine, along with Frisbee and also Anderson behind White, the quarterback. Motion left to right goes Dardine. The give to Anderson, the tailback. Nothing there.
And guess who?
And he is thrown down back at the 41-yard line. And he got the tackle, but boy, I'll tell you, Ryan Long was way in that backfield, kind of mucking things up and slowing him down, and Ishimura came up and made the tackle.
Yeah, Long, you're exactly right. He gets up the field and took on the lead blocker and turned him in, and there was Ishimura waiting on him.
So a 4th and let's call it 9 for the Lions from the Raiders' 41-yard line. Dropping back to punt, and that is Caleb Arnall. And Ishimura drops back to receive the kick. Gets this punt away high. And they're going to let it check it up and kind of sideways roll, and the Raiders will start 1st and 10 from their own. This looks like just short of the 17-yard line.
Well, better defense after the 2 long runs that Baxter gets, though. Then the Raiders shut everything down. So you don't want to give up those 2 big plays, but you kind of like the last 3. The Raiders able to force the punt and get the ball back to the offense.
Well, like Corbin Frisbee had his hat off. He's got some locks going back there. I didn't notice that with the helmet on, but it's flowing.
You jealous?
No, yeah. Yeah, because his is gray like mine. There's a keeper, Malikas, near side 20, 25. Boy, it hops over one tackler, still loose along the sideline, and it looks like Brandon Malikas is going to go. Hartley trying to catch up to him, and he's not going to get him. And 83-yard touchdown run.
Well, really well blocked, and then I think it was Luke Loy who pulled around, and he turned upfield, and it's like he didn't see anybody to block, and out of the corner of his eye, he saw the last defender on the inside coming, and he picked him up, and that sprung Malikas to the outside, breaks one tackle, and then outruns everybody. But a really good job up front, left side of the line, and then the pulling right side of the line did a great job.
He carries 187 yards and 4 touchdowns for Malikas.
And that's Donovan Anderson got up slow, and he's being helped off the field. He's walking under his own power, but a couple coaches right alongside of him. Hopefully he can get back into the game.
Well, Raiders down near sideline. I'm assuming we were talking cramps the way they're looking at him, but hopefully. Trying to see who's down there. The extra point attempt by Trey Harris, and that is good. 5:25 left here in the third quarter. Frontenac 48, Baxter Springs nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Looking for someone you can trust for sound advice on investments, retirement strategies, IRA funding, life insurance needs, estate planning, or maybe you're looking for long-term care insurance? Help is just a phone call away to Folletti Financial in Frontenac. Chris has the experience and ability to guide you through some of life's toughest decisions. Stop in at 222 East McKay in Frontenac or give Chris a call at 620-249-6840 to set an appointment.
Now, back to Raider football.
Randy Southern, Raiders Sports Complex, 5:25 left third quarter. Frontenac 48-0 lead. Raiders to kick off as Trey Harris will tee it up at the 40. Actually, they're trying to get one of the Raiders along the sideline, and I don't know if they're wanting to move him back some before we continue the action or not. And
the official over there standing there taking a look, and I don't think he's cramping. They're taking a look at
they've been around him quite a while here.
Well, they're taking a look at his knee. Dr. Zafuda's down there and doing a quick exam on his knee.
And he was kind of hobbling over to the bench, and we'll take a look, get him to the side. And now the Raiders going to kick off. Trey Harris from the 40, and Hartley back there received the kick this time for the Lions. Anderson was nicked up that last time. Good kick, and that sails into the end zone for the touchback. So 1st and 10 Lions. They'll start from their own 20-yard line with 5:25 left here in the third quarter in front of the 48-0 lead.
And we'll see if the Raiders start substituting a little bit more. Looks like most of the starters still out there on defense.
I would almost think they're probably going to let them go through the 3 quarters, in preparation to get into the playoffs. See how that conditioning goes. Lions from their own 20, and that's Frisbee. And he's able to pick up about 3 yards before he is cut down.
Yeah, that time both middle linebackers got to him. Flora getting in on it along with Ishimura.
Officially for Frisbee, 13 carries, 51 yards. Doug Dardine has 8 carries for 65 yards. And Donovan Anderson, 7 carries, 13 yards. Again, Anderson was shaken up on that touchdown run by Malikas. And not sure. I don't think he's in there right now. Frisbee and Dardine back there behind White. And there's a give and the sweep of the right side. And oh man, Ishimura again. And he threw Dardine down for a loss back near the 18-yard line.
Well, and he's a pretty fast middle linebacker, and he just ran Dardine down and spun him down. Just a great play. Now, good job on the outside of stringing it out, not giving him any place to turn it up, but then just the flash of light, it seems like Ishimura with excellent speed to run that play down.
So a 3rd and let's call it 12 for the Lions from their own 18-yard line. Clock moving for 14 left third quarter. Frontenac 48-0 lead. Out of the gun, White with the single blocking back, rolling left, looking to throw, puts it up long, and it is, boy, you're going to get pass interference, as that time the defender was beat. Instead of turning it around, he just stuck his hand up and knocked it, but he kind of ran into the intended receiver for the pass interference.
Yeah, and that's the young Ishimura, the sophomore, kind of got the lead man get behind him, tried to make the catch up, but in an effort to have to catch up to the receiver, he can't turn around and find the football. And he definitely made contact early. A good call on the pass interference.
And the Lions will have a 1st and 10, and after the mark-off, football resting at their own 33-yard line. Going wide left, Hartley. Coming wide to the right side, that is Williams. Again, Dardine, Frisbee, the running backs back there, is behind White. Now in motion right to left goes Frisbee. There's a little trap, and that's Dardine. And this time, boy, a lot of Raider tacklers there, stopping for no gain.
Yeah, and that's one of the few times there's been able to stop that kind of cross-back trap play. And there was probably 4 guys in on that one.
No gain. 10 carries, 60 yards for Dardine unofficially, and a 2nd and 10 for the Lions from their own 33-yard line.
A quick score for you, Rob. Blue Valley has scored a touchdown. They now lead Pittsburgh 17-10.
Going to the Lions sideline is Austin Hendricks, who had been in there. Trying to see who the other running back could that be Narcisco? Or no, there's a pitch as they put Dardine in the tailback slot, and he gets around the corner, and boy, got close to the 1st down.
And Dardine showing a little bit more speed that time. I think he saw Ishimura coming and was able to outrun him that time with a little extra burst of speed to get up the field.
Actually was stopped shy a couple of yards from that 1st down marker. He's over along the far sideline. So 3rd, that's called 3 for the Lions from their own 43-yard line with 3:04 left here in the 3rd quarter. In Frontenac, 48-0 lead. Hartley wide left. Again, wide to the right is Williams. 3 running backs behind White. Now in motion goes Dardine. There's a give to Frisbee, and he cuts back, and boy, he got the 1st down just across the 45. He went down kind of awkwardly after a gain of about 4, but did get the 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like his own offensive lineman kind of got knocked into the back of his legs, and it doesn't look like Frisbee's any worse for wear.
So 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 46-yard line as clock's moving down to 2:55 here in the 3rd quarter. Frontenac 48-0 lead. White runs in the play from the sideline. He'll get under this quarterback slot. Hartley goes wide left. Again, wide to the right. That is Williams. No motion left to right. That is Ortiz, and there is a give, and that is Dardine again, and he's out near the 49-yard line.
Yeah, better job up front. Didn't give him a lot of room to run. Flora filled the hole and didn't quite make the tackle, but slowed him up enough where everybody else could come over and get him the rest of the way. And Dardine coming off the field now, and doesn't look to be too bad, but I don't think he feels all that good right now.
Doesn't carry 70 yards unofficially, and the Lions with a 2nd and 7 from their own 49-yard line. Frontenac 48-0 lead with 2 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Hartley wide left. Again, wide right is Williams. Now in motion. A little movement on the defensive line. Looked like the end got a little over antsy, got in the neutral zone, but did they point Lions way? Procedure. So apparently the defender drawn off as the motion man was Austin Hendricks.
Well, and that's where the Raiders, line up about a yard off the football. That's what came in handy there because Ginnivan did jump, but I didn't think he quite got in the neutral zone. But one of the Lions, I think, jumped at the same time.
So 2nd and 12, Lions from their own 44-yard line. Trying to see, you've got Hendricks in that backfield. Also Frisbee back there. Hendricks motion left to right, and then again another flag goes down, and I don't know if it's that motion or what's going on. Procedure of the call. Another 5-yard mark off against the Lions, and they'll face a 2nd and 17 from their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, and it's been part of the problem tonight, whether it's been the turnover or the penalty that's really stalled out their drives.
in a playoff game at home Friday against Iola. If the Raiders hang on, they're up 48-0 with 1:10 left, third quarter. White rolling right, looking to throw. Some pressure. Is able to get it up, and no, a little wide as Peyton Brown was on Hartley, the intended receiver, but pass would have gone out of bounds there.
Yeah, good coverage, and the ball, if he was going to get it to him, had to be thrown just a little bit earlier. Good pressure. Cal Strand, Nathan Kaufman now playing middle linebacker on defense, came on the blitz and got some decent pressure on the quarterback as well.
That's scrambling like that. You full-fledged run. It's hard to complete that pass, but and also they've been having troubles. I noticed, of course, he got that south wind. Doesn't look as bad now. Earlier on, it was pretty gusty, but a lot of those passes were wide, and that one was out of bounds. 3rd and 17. Rolling left this time, putting it up and along the sideline, too tall and out of bounds. And Clefman over there on defense, and he hit the receiver, intended receiver, and the intended receiver went down hard. He's a little slow getting up.
Yeah, good pressure again, though, coming in on the blitz. Ishimura chased him out of the pocket and really kind of forced to throw it away.
And for Trey White, unofficially 0 for 6. Threw a couple interceptions, and so there's your no passing game, so to speak, here tonight for the Lions, and a punting situation. And again, dropping back, that is Brendan Ishimura back at 35. Good snap and the low end-over-end kick, and it's going to take a Lions roll. It's going to roll out of bounds near the 25-yard line, so that's where the Frontenac Raiders will take it. 1st and 10, they'll start from their own 25 with 46 seconds left, third quarter, leading 48-0. We'll see if we get a few new faces in that offensive side of the football for the Raiders. Let's see, we've got Joey DeWeese going in there, also Zach Roseborough, Trey Harris. See Nathan Kaufman still in there, and also Ryan Hemby. Peyton Brown going to go into quarterback, and Mansour, Clefman, also Cooper Grant, center, stay in there. So Brown under center. Raiders 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line with Bollinger, the fullback. The tailback is Model. And there's a give to Bollinger, and he is stopped after gain of a couple out to the 27-yard line. Cooper Loy comes in from the sideline. Caden Bollinger out. Down to 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Frontenac 48-0 lead, and they could let the clock wind down, but apparently going to get another play off here to end the third quarter. Running backs out of the eye behind Brown, the quarterback. There's a give to the tailback. Model hurdles one tackler, and boy, he gets around the corner, stiff arms the defender, goes across the 40, 45, midfield, and finally brought down at the Lions' 48-yard line.
Well, a great effort. Got some decent blocks, but really hard running. Broke about 3 tackles on the way. And a nice job of hard running and showing a little speed again for Model.
And that'll do it for the third quarter. We head to the fourth quarter. Frontenac 48, Baxter Springs 0. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Accidents happen. That's why they're called.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
Rob Strand, Randy Southard. We're back at the Raiders Sports Complex, and we head to the fourth quarter. Frontenac 48-0 lead over Baxter Springs. And the ball will be resting at the Lions' 48-yard line, where the Raiders will have a 1st and 10 and some new faces in there. Let's see, get some folks in the Raider offense. And we're trying to see, I believe Cal Strand at center now, going to do a few snaps. So Joey DeWeese was in there, and I believe was Dylan Toll maybe in the offensive line. There's a snap and the give from Peyton Brown to Ishimura. Turns the corner. 40, still on his feet, finally run out of bounds near the 37-yard line.
Yeah, good run. Able to get to the edge, turned it up, and got what he could. And when it looked like he couldn't anymore, just went ahead and went forward and picked up what he could. It's a good run.
So Zach Roseborough in the offense. Also going in now is Grant Hessong. And the Raiders with a 1st and 10. Splitting wide left. That's Brad Chance. Going out there by Ishimura. And also Hessong out of the gun. Brown with the snap. The fake give to Loy. And Brown is loose along the outside. 25-20. Cuts in and finally brought down near the 15-yard line. Maybe just shy of the 15.
Well, good effort by Brown. He made one little cut and got a decent block. I think that was Toll that ended up just getting a piece of the defensive end that came across, cut up underneath them, and then had wide open space to the far side of the field. A real good run for Brown.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders, and they're at the Lions 16-yard line, leading 48-0 with 10:40 remaining. Nice. Running backs Loy along with Ishimura, flank Brown, who's out of the gun. There's a give Loy left side. He's hemmed in, shakes the first tackler, and is able to lower his shoulder, get down near the 14 for a gain of a couple of tough yards.
Well, Loy's showing a little bit of strength because that was Felix, who's a freshman, coming from the middle linebacker, blitzed and ran right into it. But Loy able to shrug him off. And I tell you, this Felix looks like a good young player for Baxter. He's got some good size, good speed for as big as he is, and just a freshman. That I think he's going to be a kid to watch in Baxter over the next few years.
And the play brought in from the sideline is in the lineup Jake Benguigui and also Trey Strand.
Kobe Maples on the offensive line now too for the Raiders.
There's the pitch. Sweep of the right side, Ishimura, and he avoids the first tackler and got good penetration, but still turned it into a nice game down near the 9-yard line.
Well, and that's where he shows his speed, because I thought he was going to cut it in underneath the kick-out block by Loy, but he decides to try to outrun everybody. The sideline was able to do it.
So a 3rd and 3 Raiders from the Lions' 9-yard line. Clock moving, 9:15. Frontenac 48-0 lead. And I got Maples guard to the left side, and the guard to the right is Toll, flanking Strand at center, and also in there is Harris and Roseborough. Give dive left side, and I think that was that Loy on the dive. Stop for a short gain. I believe it's going to be shy of the 1st down.
A decent push up front for the Raiders, just not able to get any more than the push that they got.
So the Raiders are going to face a 4th and 1. Football resting just inside the Lions' 8-yard line, close to the 7. And looked at the near sideline and trying to get a play from Coach Mark Smith. And Chance brings it in along with Benguigui. Peyton Brown, the junior quarterback. Running back to his left is Loy. They got trips to the left side. Chance, Ishimura, and movement as the wideouts were trying to get set. I don't know if they threw a flag, and finally they did. As Brown got the pitch to Loy, he got the 1st down in about the 2-yard line, but the wideouts left side were never set.
Well, I don't think that's what the flag's for.
Oh my!
I think this is going to be a block, either a hold or something like that.
Oh, wow! Now they got the 1st down, so obviously they'll take it.
No, on the Raiders it'd be a hold. It's not procedure.
Okay, they got the hold. They didn't get it. Wasn't multiple fouls.
No.
Maybe he was walking backwards to get set. I don't know. In any event, yeah, the mark-off will go against the Raiders. They'll face a 4th and 13 from the Lions' 19-yard line. Down to 7:17, clock moving. Wide left goes Hessong. Wide right, Clefman out there with Ishimura. Brown, the quarterback, with the snap. Quick hitch, right side, complete to Clefman, and he heads up the field. 15, 10, 5. Oh, and he stopped at the 2-yard line. Just a quick hitch. Good for 17 and a first down.
Well, Brandon Ishimura with a really good block on the outside, and then it's up to Clefman to break one tackle. He does so, and then he's got some open room up that sideline, pick up the first down, but he doesn't get it without the block from Ishimura.
So a first and goal, Raiders from the Lions' 2-yard line. And the clock moving with 6:33 as that time. No, Clefman got the ball headed upfield, and a good result as he gets the first down. Going wide left this time is Austin Souter. Slot to the left, Jake Mangini. Running backs in the eye, fullback Lloyd, the tailback Ishimura, and now a delay. They do have the running clock now with Frontenac up 48-0 and down to 6:03, but they did take too long in the huddle. And the Raiders facing a first and goal now from the Lions' 7-yard line.
And no re-huddle. The Raiders just going to run what they had called.
Lloyd, the fullback, the tailback Ishimura. Pitch, sweep, left side. That's Ishimura. And he has hemmed him and cut down at about the 5 and he gained a couple on that one.
Well, and I thought he was going to get a little more. Jake Mangini with a good crackback block to seal the edge for him. And then Ishimura tries to turn it up inside where the pursuit was coming. But pretty good pursuit by Baxter on defense that time because it looked like he had some room.
Second and goal, Raiders. Football just resting just shy of the Lions' 5-yard line. Ishimura comes to the near sideline, and entering the lineup is Gage Clothier. So Cooper Lloyd coming to the near side out of there. And Clothier, the fullback, the tailback is Alex Johnson. And boy, there's a scrum up the middle. Johnson with that carry and is able to get a couple yards.
Yeah, good initial push, but I'd like to see the linemen and all the backs keep those legs driving. They got a good initial push and then kind of stopped. Keep those legs driving and push that pile back.
So the Raiders still in the huddle with 4:24 remaining in the 48-0 lead. A third and goal for Frontenac from the Lions' 3-yard line. Clothier, single setback behind Brown, and there's a give. Clothier, ooh, nice penetration, and he is stacked up back at the 5, lost a couple.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I think, yeah, just up on the defensive line. I think that was Isaac Jones making a nice play in the backfield. He may have came from a linebacker spot on the blitz.
So a fourth and goal, Raiders from the Lions 5 with the clock moving down to 3:45. 48-0 lead. They'll host a playoff game next Friday here against Iola. While the district runner-up Columbus will go to Girard. Out of the gun, Brown, Clothier, the blocking back, and he's going to keep it. Try the left corner. He is hemmed in. Boy, avoids one tackle, too, but not the third, and he is planted after a gain of a couple. So the ball goes over.
Good effort, though, by Browns. Baxter comes all-out blitz. Everybody was coming, and he's dodging and ducking people right and left. Managed to pick up a couple of yards. That's a good effort by Brown.
So the Lions will take over 1st and 10. They'll start at their own 3-yard line.
I've got a final, Rob. Colgan beat Uniontown 48-6.
So a win for the Panthers is ready for playoffs. Clock down to 2:45. What was the latest on that Pittsburgh we had that Southwest was ahead?
17-10, Blue Valley Southwest, the last update I've gotten.
White, and there's a handoff in some room, and nice carry out to the 13-14 yard line. Pick up about 11 yards, and I believe that time that was Frisbee.
And the Raiders now subbed out the all the starters.
KW Hale there at end. Also some of the others. DeWeese in there. I believe you got Ethan Evans in there. There's a give. And boy, the big guy carrying the ball that time for the Lions. And on the carry that time, able to pick up a couple tough yards right side is Matt Miles.
Yeah, I think that was Cooper Lloyd. Good job in playing middle linebacker. Came in, got into his legs to get the big boy down. So good play by Lloyd.
As Miles able to pick up about 3. Down to 1:35 in Frontenac, the 48-0 lead. 2nd and 7 Lions from their own 17-yard line. And with the football, and I believe that's Frisbee once again, getting a few yards here in latter stages, able to pick up about 10.
You know, not bad defense by the Raiders there. Just good, strong running. And, you know, you got that senior run against some of the younger kids. They're going to have to learn to get a little bit lower.
So 1st and 10 Lions from their own 25-yard line, down to 59 seconds left. Coming out wide to the left side is Jacob Burks. Got a wide out right. There's a give to
nice
one
play.
of the running backs. And a cutback, and on the run that time was Narcisco Ortiz.
Yeah, Joey DeWeese, really good job at that defensive tackle. Got off the block well and just kind of latched on and spun him around. No gain. Nice play by DeWeese.
2nd and 10.
See Colby Bevins in now at tackle as well.
Kyle Kubler in the defensive back position. There's the give. Trying the right side this time, and on the carry, that was Kyler Reese. Is able to pick up about 4 yards.
Yeah, and looked like the other him, Caleb Hemby, got in on that play.
And we're down to 5 seconds, and that's going to do it. The Frontenac Raiders complete an unbeaten regular season 48-0 shutout of the Baxter Springs Lions. 3-0 in district play, claim the CNC League title, and head to the playoffs. A home game Friday against Iola. And we'll be back with the Performance Spine and Sports post-game show after we take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes. You're listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.
Why should you choose Pittsburg State University?
Nationally recognized academics.
Student-friendly tuition.
Incredible athletics. The amazing campus.
Whatever you're looking for in a university, you'll find it here.
It's why you belong. It's why you belong at Pittsburg State University.
The mark of a great body shop is no mark at all. Whether your vehicle has minor door dings, scratches, been in a fender bender, or just needs a complete makeover, Vietti Auto Body in Pittsburgh will make it look as good as new. Vietti Auto Body on East 4th in Pittsburgh since 1948. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the four-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
Every 4 years, the fastest and strongest among us come together to determine who's the best in the world. At Frank Fletcher Toyota, we invite you to run through the tape.
The best-selling Toyota RAV4 leaves the competition in the dust. Drive away a brand new Toyota RAV4 for as little as $24,997 or get 0.9% financing for 72 months.
And every Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 24-month complimentary maintenance plan. The best deals on the best cars in America.
Only at Frank Fletcher Toyota, Joplin.
Hold on.
Rob Strand back with Randy Southard, Raider Sports Complex. Time for the postgame show, brought to you by Performance Spine and Sport. Recover faster with Performance Spine and Sport, specializing in treating soft tissue-related injuries that result from everyday work and play. Performance Spine and Sport inside the Meadowbrook Commons at Centennial and Broadway. And I'll talk to Mark Smith when he makes his way up here. Make a few awards here. That's again at the unofficial stats and scoring summary. Baxter Springs Lions, Donovan Anderson, 7 carries, 13 yards. You have Trey White, quarterback, didn't carry the football. Doug Dardine with a dozen carries for 70 yards. Corbin Frisbee, 16 carries for 75 yards. Unofficially, we had Narcisco Ortiz, a carry for no yards. Also, Kyler Reese, he had a carry for 4 yards. And also, they got Matt Miles in there. He picked up about 4 yards on 1 carry. Frontenac Raiders, Brandon Malikas, 8 carries, 187 yards, 4 touchdowns. Austin Model, 8 carries, 67 yards. Caden Bollinger, 11 carries, 60 yards, 2 scores. Brandon Malikas through the air, 10 completions, 16 attempts, 111 yards, and a touchdown. He was intercepted once. Some of the other stats, Peyton Brown was 1 for 1 through the air, 17 yards. On the ground, Brendan Ishmael, 3 carries, 19 yards. Peyton Brown, a couple of carries, 22 yards. Alex Johnson, a carry for 2 yards. Also, Gage Clothier, a carry minus 2 yards. Cooper Loy, a couple of carries for 4 yards. And let's see, we had on the turnover side 2 interceptions and a block punt for the Lions. So it got the Raiders off to a good start. Scoring summary goes like this. Caden Bollinger from 3 yards out with 8:17 left in the first quarter. Harris good on the extra point. Frontenac 7-0 lead with 8:17 left in the first quarter. Then with 3:43 remaining in quarter number 1, Brandon Malikas 52-yard run. Harris good on the extra point. Frontenac 14, Baxter Springs nothing. 3:43 left in the first quarter. Frontenac held a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. 11:21 left in the first half. Malikas to Flora, a 2-yard touchdown pass. Harris good on the extra point as Frontenac 21-0 with 11:21 left in the first half. 6:23 remaining in the first half. Brandon Malikas 19-yard run. Harris extra point attempt failed. It was Frontenac 27 and Baxter Springs nothing with 6:23 left in the first half. Then with 3 seconds remaining in the first half, Brandon Malikas from 5 yards out. Harris good on the extra point. Frontenac 34-0 with 3 seconds left in the first half. That was the halftime score. The Raiders led at 34-0. In the third quarter, Caden Bollinger, 25-yard touchdown run. Harris good on the extra point. With 8:10 remaining in the third quarter, Frontenac led Baxter 41-0. Then 5:25 left in the third quarter. Brandon Malikas 83-yard touchdown run. Harris good on the extra point. Frontenac 48, Baxter Springs nothing with 5:25 left third quarter. That's the way the third quarter ended. Then we went through a scoreless fourth quarter. Raiders win at 48-0. Claim an unbeaten 9-0 season, 3-0 in district play, CNC league title, district title, and now play host to Iola on Friday night in the opening round of the playoffs. And a good win for the Raiders. And I know Coach Mark Smith making his way up here. I guess we could give away some awards. The collision of the game, Vietti Auto Body Alignment. If you find yourself involved in a collision on the streets, choose Vietti Auto Body Alignment. With over 100 years of combined experience, Vietti Auto Body Alignment on 4th Street since 1948. The collision of the game, courtesy of Vietti Auto Body Alignment, goes to
Andrew Mays. Kickoff coverage in the second quarter. Came down and just kind of threw his body and just hammered the ball carrier right in the chest. Took him straight down. A great hit by Andrew Mays.
So congratulations. The player of the game, Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union is a sound, quality-driven organization that provides the most desirable financial services for members while safeguarding their assets. With 4 locations across southeast Kansas to better serve the community, you can find them in Pittsburgh at 416 North Broadway. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union player of the game.
Well, I'm going with the starting offensive line tonight. A.J. Lusker, Ryan Hemby, Cooper Grant, Nathan Kaufman, Luke Loy. I mean, they blocked extremely well tonight. Gave big holes for the backs to run through. Gave Malikas plenty of time to throw the ball on most occasions as well. I'm going with the offensive line.
So congratulations, O-line. And the game-changing moment play of the game, Pitt Realty. Buying and selling a home is one of the biggest events in a person's life and should not be taken lightly. Pitt Realty promises to be there every step of the way, guiding and advising to see you through that the transactions made are most beneficial for you, your family, and or your business. The game-changing moment of the play of the game, courtesy Pitt Realty.
Going with Isaac Bicknell's interception on the first play from scrimmage of this game, which sounds strange, but they tried to go deep, didn't get it. Bicknell gets the big pick, changed momentum. Frontenac goes down, scores right after that, jumps on top early, and I think that kind of changed the momentum of the whole game.
So congratulations to Isaac, and those are the award winners in this 48-0 shutout win over the Baxter Springs Lions. And again, we're waiting to See Coach Mark Smith make his way up here for some post-game comments as the Raiders complete the unbeaten regular season at 9-0, district at 3-0, and claim a CNC league title and head on into the playoffs Friday at home against Iola. And Coach, sounds pretty nice. We looked at the start of the season, looked at that schedule. Thought it was a little front-loaded. We had to get through 3 really tough games there to get momentum going up, and it's been a challenge. But at 9-0, win the district, win the CNC league titles, got to feel pretty good.
It feels great. Our kids really worked hard all summer, got ready for this, and they were rewarded with that CNC and district championship, and you could tell the excitement going into the night. So real proud of our seniors and the whole team for all their hard work and just sacrifice throughout the year.
And he won that big one by a point at Columbus last week, and you have Baxter coming in here, but boy, you had to take care of business, and Baxter, a much improved ball club. And we were talking earlier on the pregame that you wanted to see, they wouldn't lay down. I mean, they kept battling, and even when they fell behind, it looks like they were a good group of hard-nosed kids.
No, Coach Parrish has done a tremendous job building up that program. Had some big old linemen, had a good backfield. They ran hard. I thought our defense did a good job bending a little bit, but when they needed to stop on 3rd and short or anything, they did it. And our defense played pretty well. I thought we were a lot more physical tonight. Both sides of the ball executed a lot better on offense and just made some big plays. And
they came out early trying to throw, and of course, first play you get the pick, and that results in points. The second interception, a blocked punt, and that kind of started the momentum, and the team took it from there.
Yeah, it's huge when Isaac got that pick first play of the game, gave us great field position. We go down and score. Really set the tone for the whole night. Defense controlled their running game, which is pretty good actually. Didn't give up any big plays. And our offense, we were pretty balanced. I thought I'd try to be a little more balanced tonight. And it kind of loosened up the running game and helped us in the passing game, I think.
Of course, they had the sophomore quarterback kind of just ran the game, but you've got the big running backs, Dardine and Frisbee, a couple of nice-looking seniors there. They run hard, and they got going early, but it looks like defense kind of got after a little bit, a lot of contact out there, but they got pretty nice couple of running backs back there.
They do. They're going to miss those 2 running backs. They're workhorses. They play hard. Just great leaders. You could tell that they were hurting after the game, and I wish them the best. I just thought our defense made some adjustments after a few runs they had, and kind of quit giving them the cutback, which they were pretty successful with, and our linebackers were feeling the hole pretty hard.
And now you go into the postseason, of course, host a game Friday against Iola, and Girard will entertain Columbus as those teams played last night. So I know it's awful early, and all you can do about now is compare scores and the like, but you got a week to prepare for Iola, and I guess, it's that time of the season. That's what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, we're hoping. I think we stayed pretty healthy through the night. Hopefully Isaac's good to go. I think he just banged knees with the guy on that big block he had on Brandon's touchdown. Hopefully we can get Dexter Palmer back for the playoffs and give it our best shot going. It's going to be tough road for us, but our kids are excited for the opportunity.
And, they have the early on the preseason poll and picked you number 1. Sometimes that, like you said, it kind of puts a target on your back, but kids never did seem to be too concerned about that. I mean, I think they expected to do well.
No, they expected it all year. They played with great confidence. Sometimes it worried me how much confidence they had, but it's a great thing to have. If we can keep playing with confidence and keep being physical and playing solid defense, we're going to be hard to beat in November.
You got to reflect back on your days back at that age. You were a little confident, weren't you?
I was too confident, but I wasn't as physical as our kids, so I'm glad they're tougher than I was.
Okay, sounds good. Well, go enjoy, a league title, a district title, unbeaten season, head to the playoffs Friday at home against Iola. I guess that's where you want to be, and you're there right now. So I guess go and enjoy it.
Hey, thanks for your hard work. Hopefully we got a few more weeks together.
That's Frontenac coach Mark Smith. The Raiders a 48-0 shutout win over the Baxter Springs Lions. Again, 9-0 on the season, 3-0 in district play. CNC League champs and head to the playoffs as play host to Iola on Friday. So that'll about do it from the Frontenac Raiders Sports Complex. And, of course, Heath Atkins over on the stream doing a great job with the cameras. And, of course, Randy Souther, the color man, and I believe Noah Mansour was back at the station running the pushing buttons, if I'm not mistaken, the Frontenac grad. And so appreciate all your hard work. Frontenac wins it 48-0 and be home Friday. And, of course, you can listen to all the contests on 1340 AM Fox Sports. And, of course, we stream all the contests at ESPN 107.com, excuse me. And don't forget, you can keep it tuned to KSHU 100.7 FM for your campus bookstore scoreboard show. So you want to update on all the scores, check that out. So that's final. Frontenac knocks off Baxter Springs 48-0. We'll talk to you next Friday. And you've been listening to Frontenac Raiders on Fox Sports 1340 AM.